Welcome to the Forum Fed Podcast, number 50.
Yay.
Yes, the big 5-0. Round of applause, everybody.
Yay.
We made it.
Together we made
I feel like adding like a cheering effect to the intro.
I'll do the roller coaster type.
Or the Viva Pinata little hooray every time the pinata's busted open.
No, what's this sound?
Or when you shoot a grunt in the head.
Whenever in Halo you add the skull where you shoot a grunt in the head.
The grunt
Yeah,
birthday
grunt
party.
birthday.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah!
Yeah,
Yay!
that's good sound.
That's the same
Yeah.
noise that the pinatas make when they get busted open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing. So anyway, I'm your host, Dark One Dre. Here with me today, we've got Ray.
Hello.
Hello, Zelda.
What's up, bitches?
Nobod, who just released a song.
Hi. It's called Party Base. It's a remix.
Tejan Lee, you did a good job. Talk now.
Hello.
Mr. Fusion.
Yay!
Chaos Mana.
Yay!
And Sweetman, who apparently this podcast is dedicated to. This is the Sweetman's Hoo-Ha
His butt.
edition of the Form Red Podcast.
Number 50 is about...
I don't know if I
number
want
50
to include an image for that.
No, we're not going to do
Is
that.
hoo-ha butt or penis?
Why is that a question?
It's a
The
vagina.
hoo-ha.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
hope
that
you
hoo-ha
joke
was like
on it.
vagina.
It depends if you add
You-
phlegm
I
to
was
the
a
word.
JJ dude.
As far as I'm concerned, you do not have a hoo-ha, but I have a hoo-ha.
I have one
Does that
too.
answer it for
Urban
you?
Dictionary
I've never used
defines
that word
hoo-ha
in
as
conversation.
a female's
It's not a real
genitalia.
word.
I didn't know that was. Well, I mean,
It's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That,
Somebody look it up in the
I did.
It's slang. Have you never heard the term "cover your hoo-ha, dear"?
Yeah.
I actually don't know a lot of people who leave their
there was
hoo-has
a character.
uncovered.
There was
so
a
no,
character
I
in
don't
a,
hear
a
that.
children's show named Hoo Ha.
Oh my god.
What show was that?
Camp Laszlo. It was like General Hoo Ha or something.
Oh, there was.
General.
Yeah, are you sure it was dedicated? It was supposed to be a children's
It
cartoon.
was on
You
Cartoon
weren't just-
Network.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It's
it
like
was
that
like on
type of
Adult
children,
Swim?
not children show, but like young, early.
It's like
I mean, so
Rocket
is Adventure Time. That's supposed to be a kid's show, but it has layers.
Adventure Time is far too awesome to be a kid's
It's
show.
not a kid show at all.
Boo.
Just amazing.
I finished watching
You know-
the rest of the series that I missed over the last few days.
The
You
other
can't
series.
just sit there and
that
boo
you missed.
something if everybody likes it. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I can.
Were you booing Adventure Time?
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, you can just go away. Just
It's
leave.
just like don't. If
We
you
don't
have
want
nothing
you
nice to
on
say,
this-
don't talk. Don't
We
talk.
don't want you
That's
on
why
this
I booed.
50th podcast.
You just
God,
instantly.
it feels
boo.
like I'm trying to get rid of some. It
Why-
feels like I'm trying to get rid of someone every single podcast here because guys just don't behave yourselves.
I think you're just staying
Why-
here.
Hey, it's more fun if we don't behave ourselves. But why is the rule suddenly like you can't boo something everybody else likes? Like there's a butt ton of people. There's a butt ton of people who like
I'm just
Justin
saying, if
Bieber,
the-
and I will boo
If
him
the
to
majority of the
death.
people on the podcast are saying, "Oh, we love something," you can't just have the one guy just go, "No, it sucked."
Oh, so it's just on the
Let's
podcast.
do it.
So like we're the
There's-
authority.
Right,
here?
just like right now in this conversation, or any
that just makes our
conversation. If
podcast
you're talking to
relatable.
a group of people that hate something, just you have anything to add.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I can
There's
accept
a-
that.
There's a big difference between us
They're allowed to
and,
not like things.
and the general.
Wait, are we having?
population
Is this
of
like the
Watch
first kind of fight? It's like almost maybe fight.
It's a philosophical.
Philosophical?
Philosophical.
Philosophical.
Now I say it sometimes.
Philosophical?
Let's go back to
hungry
talking
for
about.
falafels.
Let's go back to talking about words.
Philosophical.
Yeah.
How about
I
the
also
word
have a speech
underdog?
impediment, thank you.
I'm just the lovable underdog that some people can relate to.
Nah, you can't just give yourself
let's-
that title.
Let's pretend we're doing an interview on MTV. No, Bob. So tell us about your new track.
It's a remix for Club.
There we go.
So is it
remix
really
of
a
what?
new track?
Remix of what?
Is that really a
Well,
new
no, it
track?
was made
so
a
it's
while
not
ago,
really.
but I never released it.
But if it's a remix, it's just.
I released it. My remix
I-
was
Hey,
released.
Lozella, tell your sister in the Twitch chat to
He wants to see
put a
some
rain
hoo-ha.
on it, yo.
Okay, yeah.
She's talking about her hoo-ha.
Okay,
nonstop.
Caitlin, I love you, but we don't want to hear about your hoo-ha.
I want to hear about her hoo-ha.
I want.
I'm sure she's.
Dark,
I'm sure
why would
she's used
you
to that
wanna
kind of
hear about-
attention.
why
Her
would you
hoo-ha's
wanna hear
attention.
about
Oh
that?
no, she is
That's not how we operate around
Hey,
here, okay?
she's not like
Did
that.
you just say her sister was a slut?
I'm pretty
No.
sure
Did
that's
not
what you
say
just said.
that.
So now I'm gonna have to deal with that.
Not
so
in
thank
those
you,
words.
Not saying that.
specifically.
Um,
I think Zelda
Just
just
But
saying
said
that
number
she's
two,
foreign.
I'd
Oh
like to
my
point
God.
out. that Caitlin, if
Mr.
you're gonna sit there and talk
Confusion.
about your hoo-ha, your brother does also listen to this podcast, so I would not put stuff about your hoo-ha up there, because that would just be uncomfortable for everyone.
Is your entire family all our fans?
No.
Pretty much.
Well, we have Rachel's family, we have Zelda's
Yeah, Ray's got
family.
her family that listens, and her mother to bring her alcohol.
I finally told my family I do this, so...
You came out of the proverbial closet for the podcast.
He came out of the
I'm
podcast
so
closet,
Proud
yes.
of you.
There's somebody at work asking.
He's no
me.
longer ashamed of us.
Did they hang their heads in shame when you told them that you're on this thing?
No, they're just like, cool.
Oh, they're
big
supportive
deal.
then. That's good to know.
So, do you guys want to talk about porno yet?
No, it ruined Skittles for me.
Well,
Wait,
I have an
what?
excellent porn site that I want to
Did
show
you
you
do
guys.
research between podcasts? Is that what you've been doing all week?
Oh, yes, yes.
Lot of research.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
probably the greatest
that.
porn site I've ever
Lot of
seen.
research.
Purely show research, right?
It's in the Twitch feed,
Grinder?
or it's in the chat.
Grinder?
So if you guys just want to click that,
I don't.
Someone should put it in the Twitch feed too, so our listeners
It
can.
is.
I just did.
I
I just did.
don't know if that would
So-
be a good idea.
It's over there.
No, it's okay. This he tweeted this, so it's all right.
This is called Porn Burger.
Yeah.
This is some of the sexiest looking hamburgers I've ever seen. in my
Wow.
life.
They're pretty good
I
looking.
want to eat all of them.
I'll admit, you piqued my curiosity.
I'm sorry, but I can't eat a burger called the Lolita. That just
What does that mean, though?
What about the
Just
dirty
the first
birdie
one,
burger?
the pickleback at
Like,
the
it
very
looks
top.
really
Holy
good.
crap!
you know what? Just based on the fact that it's a mockery of Nickelback, I can't.
Oh.
I can't.
Wait,
That's why you gotta
oh
go
my
with the
God,
dirty
the
birdie
Mac
burger.
Daddy.
It's got macaroni in it. That's kind of gross.
You're kind of gross.
I'm still thinking the site.
Yeah.
The
but you
friggin'
weren't supposed
it's not
to
that it
say
has
that.
macaroni in it. It actually has fried macaroni as the bun.
Oh,
How
there's-
is
yeah.
that not
Nice.
magical?
It's fried macaroni with macaroni interior
Oh my!
with
God.
bacon.
There's a.
I think
Huh?
I think I have to leave and have an alone moment for a
I don't know,
minute.
but that lobster patty just sounds like a stomach issue waiting to happen.
the stack.
There's a
I can
restaurant
imagine.
here.
I've had really bad burgers similar.
The full
There's a-
Monty.
There's a restaurant here that they only serve
Ew.
grilled cheese, and you can get so many different things on it. The first time I went, I got macaroni and cheese, but that's a little unoriginal. But there's like a friend of mine, she goes there all the time. She's like, "Yeah, you gotta try this stuff. It's got like jalapenos and like bacon,
Jalapenos.
pretty much anything." You
Where
can think
where
of.
where do you live? Because I am like a grilled cheese. I don't know what the word is for this. Grilled cheese is
Connoisseur?
grilled cheese is my thing, yo. Like it's you don't mess with
It's
me and
my
my grilled
thing.
Oh,
cheese.
I hear you. I hear you. There's
Me and grilled cheese are homies.
There's another restaurant
So,
where you can get a burger, and instead of a bun, you get 2 grilled cheese sandwiches on the outside.
Wait, what?
that's disgusting.
That would
It's
be
so good.
pretty amazing,
So
I think.
That's gross.
Nah,
It's gross.
it's honestly.
You're obviously
that's-
not that homey with your
Yeah,
grilled
I
cheese.
thought you really
It would
liked
make
grilled
that
cheese.
sound
No,
gross.
no. That's like the
No.
double down thing from KFC.
It's called
You
the
can
double
like
down.
chicken, but as soon as that becomes a, are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
that was what was it? 2 chicken
Yeah.
breast patties.
around
with what
like
in the middle,
bacon or
was it-
something and cheese.
Yeah, it was like a burger in the middle, or
No, it's
but
bacon
it was like
cheese.
fried chicken or grilled chicken or whatever was the bun parts. It's like no, like you.
No,
I,
that just doesn't make any sense. At
I
least,
love
you know,
it. I love chicken, but that should not replace buns. So like a food that is a food completely by itself should not really replace a bun. So grilled cheese sandwiches as buns. That's gross. Fried mac and
Yeah,
cheese
but
is
it's-
fine as a
What's
bun
a
because
grilled
you're not
cheese
gonna eat a
sandwich?
fried
then?
mac and cheese
What's
patty.
a grilled cheese sandwich then?
It's a fucking
It's
sandwich.
bread. It's bread, right?
It's a
So you're just putting
sandwich. You
2
it's a
pieces of bread instead of 1 piece of bread.
There's
No,
melted
you're
with
putting
some cheese.
four
There's
pieces of
fundamentally no
bread.
difference.
I think it's the same thing.
I'm with you, Sweetman. I think Zelda's being a
Nope.
hypocrite. She would,
You guys
she
are
would
wrong.
eat a bun that's filled with fried macaroni, but she
Because-
will not eat a bun that's made out
Because
of.
it's not a sandwich. Fried
bread.
macaroni is not a sandwich. If I ate just a disc
So,
of fried macaroni,
that's even-
that's not a meal.
That's even
if I have a
worse, though.
sandwich
So
for
what-
a
what-
lunch,
You're eating a
Wait,
bun that's
wait,
not
what does it
even
have
a
to-
bun material. Like, at least, a grilled cheese sandwich is bun material. It's bread, which you put in buns.
So
You don't put
are
macaroni.
you discriminating against non-bread buns?
I'm not. I'm saying that you are discriminating and being hypocritical of bun
Okay, this
ingredients.
conversation just got really weird. Non-bread buns.
No, it's an awesome conversation. We're arguing about the logistics of grilled cheese
Yeah,
sandwiches.
I think that they
Pork
should.
chop
We
sandwich
could be
is-
talking about like steaks, lobster, but we're talking about grilled
Yeah,
fucking cheese.
There you go.
sandwiches.
There you go. Steaks and lobster. Would you eat some kind of sandwich, burger thing, whatever,
Look,
with
look,
steak
look.
instead of
Missing-
buns?
If I went to a place and it was called the Steak Burger, where it was 2 fucking sirloins with a patty of ground beef in the middle, I would fucking eat that, and I would enjoy
Oh yeah.
it.
But
You are
I
gonna
don't know if
eat
you
that,
could,
and
because
you
that's
are
not really
gonna
bun
like
stuff, you know?
You know what? You just said anything could be a bun.
No, I said anything
Yeah,
with
fried
bread.
macaroni could be a
You know,
bun.
bread.
Any
Why
bread
can't
can
why
be a
can't
bun.
chicken fried
Weren't
patty?
you guys just hating on the Double Down at KFC, which is chicken as a bun?
No, I just thought it was stupid.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
so what's the difference between chicken as a bun and steak as a bun?
You're ridiculous.
Because steak is awesome. Chicken is
Oh,
stupid.
no,
so now we
you
get
take
to
that
so
back.
now we get to the truth of
No,
the matter.
I'm
Yeah.
not taking that back. When I stack chicken versus steak, steak wins.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with.
every time. Really good steak.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna take everything I said back, just so I can agree with Lozelda here, and I'm gonna stand over by her against.
No. I just want to go to Texas because they talk about how great their steak is.
The enemy
So I'll
of my
find
enemy is my friend. That's what just happened.
We are allies now against these heathen.
I'll be the third party.
I'm not kidding when I tell you guys, because I was in Austin for most of the weekend, and last weekend for a wedding, and pretty much what I did was just eat nonstop. Okay.
Well, that sounds
Home
fantastic.
Slice. I know
Oh,
if you listen to the Rich
Slice.
T podcast, they praise Home Slice. I took my wife to Home Slice, and it was just the two of us, and it was an hour wait, so we went to sit out in the patio, and I had a pitcher of beer by myself while we were waiting for a table. And that hour wait became a 5-minute wait because a bunch of people left. Well, anyway, so I had a chicken parm sandwich delivered out to me, and pizza, and I ate all of it. And you know what? I enjoyed every damn bite. It was so good. My wife is not, she loves pizza, but she's kind of she's used to the old school stuff, which she grew up on Pizza Hut, Domino's, that crap. And I'm like, you need to eat New York style pizza. You need to have it. It's good. They brought out 2 giant slices of pepperoni, and she was in heaven. I'm telling you guys, when you come to Austin, lose as much weight before you get here, because you're gonna gain a shit ton of weight.
That's-
man.
So we need to join that group Fit for RTX
That
just so
is-
we can.
just so you can
fat
gain the
asses.
weight back while you're here.
I am
Yeah.
not in the group. I don't think so anyways. I don't know, maybe I joined it just on a whim, but like, that's why I'm doing this whole Fit for RTX thing, and I'm actually like, going to the gym and like working my butt off. It's not because I like, wanna look good and be like, yeah, I wanna lose weight. It's so I can eat all the goddamn stuff I want,
So,
like
yeah,
go to
just
Bordeaux's
go
and go to
crazy.
Home Slice and all that stuff, and not feel completely awful by the time I leave. Semi-awful is
Yeah.
fine.
Well, and she had here in Houston, there's some small owned stuff here, but it's mostly huge chain crap. So when it came to like the burgers, but then we went to P. Terry's, which is a drive-through locally owned, responsible how they get their ingredients. We had P. Terry's of the burger stand twice, and she loved it. So, I showed her all of the good places to go eat, and every time we go to Austin, there's always introduce her to something different over there, and she loves the food over there too. So, but just as a heads up, if anyone listening going to RTX, you better be ready because you're gonna eat. I mean, when you're not at the convention center, there's so many things to do, but there's so much good food here.
Yeah.
Name of the game: RTX. Eat, and eat some more.
That's a new tag.
Eat, and sit in line.
I have like a whole list of places I have to go
all
eat while I'm
things.
there.
Seems like the opposite of what you do. If you're like sitting around waiting in lines and stuff, you don't want to go get them.
Why not? That seems like the perfect thing to do if you're just sitting around.
That way you can just sleep in line.
There you
miss
go.
something.
Line food comas. People are going to trample you if you actually fall asleep in the line, or they'll be nice and wake you up and move you. You're not going to miss anything.
Well, it is America.
Yeah.
People are very nice.
People are pretty nice at RTX. At least I thought so. I had a lot of good interactions with random people I didn't know, so.
They all knew that Mr. Fusion was a guardian there, and they had to stay in shape, otherwise he was gonna ban their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I pretty much had to threaten people day
That
one.
or the guy with the rainbow hair.
I love him.
People just wanted to listen to him.
Rainbow Mohawk guys, the best.
Or
Yes.
Gilby. Gilby has that serious look, that I will kick your ass look. And that pretty much scared kids.
Like, oh my god, he's gonna hurt us. Mommy, save me. Oh, but
yeah.
you weren't the only
Well-
one who went to a wedding this weekend. I also went to a wedding this weekend.
How'd that go?
Yeah, you remember the two friends of mine? I think I mentioned this before, where Ken and I we had to write a letter so that the guy in India could come back over with his marriage visa.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
so he and Gabe finally managed to have their ceremony here, and it was really interesting because Jagdish, he's Indian, and then Gabe is Hispanic, and so he had the two sides of the family kind of meeting together. I don't remember the name of what the party was, but it was the day before the wedding. So it's where the two sides get together, and they have the statue of that the elephant god, and like there's lots of dancing, lots of food, and they had Jack asked me to take a lot of pictures while I was there, but it was such a neat experience having a fusion of like pop culture, American music playing, then having the Hindi music playing, with the women with the really high pitch, really weird, and
do
and
it again.
Some of the no, it's a one-time thing. But the whole party was Indian themed, so we all actually had to wear traditional Indian garments.
Oh god.
When we were there, and we had to remove our shoes whenever when we get too close to the altar there. It wasn't bad. The first outfit that I was given, because I was at work when Ken picked out my outfit, it was a little too big. But after I got back to where they were having the party, they had an extra one. I don't remember what it's called. It's like I believe it's called a pajama, but it's an Indian pajama, not like a U.S. pajama. So it's loose fitting and light, and it's like a really long shirt, but it's loose fitting and it's light. But you can wear it socially. It's not a sleeping garment or a lounging garment, and they're very nicely decorated. I posted a picture of what it looked like on my Rooster Teeth profile. So that was a really cool experience, and for some reason, like, you have to hold these Indian people back from dancing because they're like itching to dance all night long. And once the music starts up, they all get together and they'll like dance in these circles. Anytime an Indian song comes on, they all get out there and they dance in these circles. And one of them, they like all interlocked their feet and hopped around on one foot, going in circles. And one of the chicks was doing this, and she was in heels. I'm like, holy shit! How are you doing that? And then the wedding was absolutely amazing. It was the first gay wedding that I've been to, and so it was an interracial gay wedding on top of that, and it was absolutely beautiful. With we had a lot of friends there. They wrote their own vows, and like the Indians are known for having really immaculate weddings. So by their standards, it was pretty humble. But for being so low budget, it was very classy. There's this really nice restaurant in downtown Raleigh called City. It's a Mediterranean restaurant, and there's a nice little what do you call it? Like a place where people can stand outside. Courtyard. There's a courtyard outside, and they rented that out. And oh yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. So I'd say yeah. First time gay wedding, awesome, and first time wedding in North Carolina, so great experience all around.
That's adorable.
I just have to pop in here and say, the whole time you were talking, I was checking. It is actually called a pajama. You did not make that up. That is actually what they're called. I thought you were full of shit, so I apologize.
That's probably what we did.
That's actually what it's called. So that was not. I've had a couple friends who are natively from India, and I've heard all kinds of terms for all their clothing, and no one's ever talked about a pajama. So I thought you were full of shit. So, my apologies for the doubt that you didn't know I had until I just pointed it out.
And here I thought we had a nice bonding moment.
After you were allies, you guys were strong allies, and now you've betrayed each other.
But that's the thing is, I didn't want you to sound like you were trying to accidentally offending anybody. I was trying to fact check you to make sure you were right, and I was going to back you up. I just backed you up. You're actually right. That's what it's called. So I'm giving you that support that Wikipedia has got you.
Wikipedia's got my back.
Oh, man.
David, those diamonds are mine. I dug them up. You can't have them. They're mine.
I love you, Dark.
Oh, I love you too.
Give me those diamonds.
Ray,
I found them.
What the hell are you talking
They're
about?
right next to the spot.
No, I just undid them. I just unburied them as soon as you logged on, you asshole.
What's wrong with those two? What are they talking about?
They're playing Minecraft. So there's a story in a story. We're having a discussion with Lil Zelda's sister in the Twitch chat.
No. I'm going to correct it. My sister-in-law.
Your sister-in-law.
That's very different.
That is.
Yeah.
No
Whoa,
reason.
whoa, whoa.
Real reason.
Legal relations.
No, she's not my sister.
Okay. So
She's like,
anyway,
no, I'm not
the
related
sister-in-law.
to this bitch.
Well, anyway,
Give me my
Wubway
diamonds.
pointed out that he doesn't have a Rooster Teeth sponsorship right now. So I think she just did a very kind thing and paid for the sponsorship.
Oh, did she really?
Say
I'm not paying
what?
attention to the Twitch chat. Caitlin, did you seriously
She
just do
asked
that?
you for permission, but Nobot intervened and said he was the ultimate authority around here.
Okay, wait. A, that's bullshit. But B, Caitlin, that was really
That is
nice.
true.
No, I just said I have
I think
authority
she
over
did. I don't know.
her.
Now
Everyone
that
else
I'm
in
gonna
here
look
besides
up,
Ray.
Jen, I can show a picture of you eating the hot dog. Oh, please don't do that.
Yes.
Yes, please do that. Sister-in-law, let's see.
We don't want to see the hot
Not
dog
do
picture.
that.
Apparently, Lozelda
Oh.
got busy with the hot dog.
It was it was really it was
It's a delicious
I was at that
hot
awkward
dog.
point of the we were at Frank and it was that really awkward part of the hot dog where it's like there's not quite enough left to really make it 2 bites, but there was almost too much to make it 1, and I was like, what the hell, go for broke, and I tried to eat it all at the same time,
Go
and
on.
then they
You
took a
gobbled that hot
picture,
dog.
and that's the end of that
You
story.
took it like a champ, didn't you?
I
You did.
maybe a little bit.
Lozelda, the hot dog deep throating champ. Good
This
for you.
is one of those moments where I'm really glad my parents decided they didn't want to try to listen to this anymore.
So have you been in like the hot dog eating contest? Like, are you going to take your
No,
trip
no.
on the road?
She just
No,
sexily
I don't
ate
like
a
to
hot
eat.
dog.
It
She just
wasn't-
knows how to suppress the gag reflex.
Oh,
It wasn't all
gosh.
that sexy. I mean, it was
We'll be
covered
the
in
judge
like
of that.
chili and cheese and all
Well,
that
let's
stuff.
see
It's really hard
it
to be
and
sexy
decide
like
for
that, but-
ourselves, you know?
Nope.
The food
Caitlin,
porn
if you
people
post that
amongst us.
picture, I'm disowning you completely and totally.
That's
Caitlin,
okay.
it's all
Totally
right.
worth
You
it.
can Go ahead and post
We'll
it.
post it in the link dump after this,
We
so
won't
all the
judge
listeners
you.
can.
Caitlin, I'd also like
see
to
it.
point out I'm Guardian, and if you actually come to RTX, I will throw your ass out if you show this picture.
It's okay, Caitlin. I have seniority over here.
No,
We
he
are your
doesn't.
superior
No,
everywhere.
he
Diffusion.
does not.
Guardianship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, doesn't Fusion could like just
I don't have the power like you think I do. I'm just a
Yeah,
volunteer.
but half the power is what people
don't ruin
think
the
you have.
illusion here, man. We can throw people out,
That's-
and
Oh no, I can throw people out. I don't.
That's
there's a
That's the
secret
thing.
room for beatings, and
I brought a cattle prod last year. I was told to put it in my backpack, but yes. So anyway, big news.
Are we going to talk about the Oculus Rift now?
Yeah, this is
okay.
kind of
so,
funny because there's so much butthurt over this. In case you haven't heard,
and I haven't because I've been
yesterday-
on vacation, so you have to actually cover all
Okay.
this.
okay,
Yes, do.
yesterday it was announced that Facebook is purchasing Oculus VR
Oh fuck that!
for $2 billion. If you don't know what Oculus VR is, they actually have the product, the Oculus Rift, which is that VR headset that's been in production
And
phase
for the
2
retards who
years.
don't know, VR stands for virtual reality.
No.
Well, apparently there's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
it makes you a
butthurt over
retard if you
this
don't know what
because
VR
it's
stands for.
implementing Facebook, which into the gaming industry, which people hate. And even Notch made a comment. I don't know. Did you guys hear about this? What Notch said?
No, I didn't.
Apparently, he was in talks with Oculus to create a version of Minecraft
Ooh,
for
that'd be
the Rift.
cool.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And the moment this was announced, he backed out, and he went on Twitter and made some statements about this. So he is pretty butthurt over
So,
it as well.
How did
So what
Oculus
exactly
Rift
is-
like,
what
get
exactly
their,
is the
their start?
problem?
How they get their money?
They had in 2012 they had a Kickstarter where they wanted to raise $250,000 to design the prototypes, and heavy donors would get a version of the prototype. Well, they managed to get $2.5 million in donations on the Kickstarter. So I think that's why he's kind of butthurt too, because I think like Notch put in over $10,000. A lot of people put in a lot of people in the gaming industry put in money for the Kickstarter, and they're kind of pissed about it.
I can completely understand that, considering that its origins here. It was started by the people, and now it's being bought up by a mega company like Facebook. Damn Facebook of all places.
Well, Dark. It sets a really good. I mean, it's going to set a precedence because, it's going to set a precedence in where we're going to draw some lines in Kickstarter. I don't know if you guys know this, but Kickstarter and a couple of the other donating sites got into a lot of shit last year about where these companies would have these games and they would create alpha stages of the games and they wouldn't even do any more work on the games. They basically just took the money and ran. So it's kind of funny that this one's a little different in that they raised $2.5 million and then they turn around and sell it 2 years later for $2
Yeah,
billion.
100% profit.
Where do you draw
Or
the line on
thousand.
what should they be paying this money back to these people or not? You know?
I think-
if that's the case, I would say they probably should.
I think, like, legally their only requirement, or not even legally, but, you know, morally their only actual requirement would be to, you know, give these people whatever the sort of perks or whatever that they're entitled to based on the amount. But then when you talk about, like, ethically, morally, like, what's the right thing to do, you know? Probably not this. But
Well, you know, part of the agreement when you donate is that you don't have a financial interest in the company.
Yeah.
They offer a specific tier of, you know, if you know whatever you get, a poster, your name on the game, whatever. That's pretty much what you're getting in return for donating. But this is very different in that we're talking about $2 billion. We're talking. I mean that's there has to be a line drawn because this is gonna if this is allowed, there's gonna be other companies that do unethical things like this. You know, there's gonna be other startup companies, video game companies, developers that are gonna hopefully their goal is to pull this, to pull what Oculus did.
Another, I guess, not really the same, but sort of related scenario. There's a guy that I know who was he had a project on Indiegogo, which is similar to Kickstarter, just kind of a little different platform. And I supported his project. He was trying to make a short film. And so he's a film student, and he created this short film. He won a couple of awards for it already, and he's using that as like a springboard to try to get into future films. So right now, his short film is up for a contest. That if he wins it, he'll win $100,000 towards another film. So, obviously the numbers here aren't quite as big as this thing with the Oculus Rift, but is that the same thing or not?
I would say it's a little bit different because you're not selling the intellectual rights of the film itself.
Which was what Oculus did. They sold their rights to Facebook.
Oh, I thought it was just... I didn't know it was
how...
completely that far. I thought it was just an implementation of using Facebook from it or something like that.
No, Facebook purchased Oculus.
They own it.
See, that's the thing. When the announcement came down, it was announced as Facebook purchases Oculus Rift. So people thought, okay, they're buying the VR headset. Okay, so they're trying to get into the video game industry. But it's come out. They've outright purchased Oculus, the company. So this group that had this Kickstarter in 2012, their goal was $250,000. They raised 10 times that amount, and then they turn around and make 20 times that. There has to be a point where you say, okay, I get where you could say, like with your friend the director, when he says, okay, he's raised money to shoot this film. And what happens if it gets picked up by a big studio, and he makes a shit ton of money off of this thing? Where do you draw the line there? That's different because he's raising money just to produce the film. These guys raised more than enough of their $250,000
right.
goal.
And all they were trying to do was produce their Oculus, like the Oculus Rift, right? Which right now they're still doing that.
Yeah, and their reasoning was we raise a $250 to create the prototype, and then we'll distribute some units out to the big donators,
right.
Which is fine, but they raised $2.5 million, so it's more. It was way over their goal, and then they turn around and sell it for $2 billion. These guys.
I don't really think I don't think there's much of a difference, though. Really, if you think about it, because their goal was to build this prototype. A model of what they're trying to do, and they did that, and now they're succeeding because of that, and they're using that initial product to kind of springboard themselves and put them in a new playing field, one that they might not have originally intended, but
So basically, what you're saying is anyone that donated a shit ton of money to their Kickstarter, and they did receive their test unit, they need to be happy. That's all.
I think Kickstarter.
I think
Kickstarter comes with like this complete saying that you're going to give your money to this. It may or may not work, but if you give your money to Kickstarter in the first place, no matter what happens, you're already saying this is money that is lost. You are giving away this money. It's a guarantee. It's not like you're letting a friend borrow something
it's not an
or something like that.
Yeah, it's not an investment. It's like a donation.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
literally is a donation. The money is lost.
Yeah, and I get that, but my feeling is okay. So, what we're gonna have is a bunch of other guys out there now, developers, that are gonna just throw shit onto Kickstarter, Indiegogo, in hopes that their beta gets picked up and bought by.
I think people are starting to do that already.
And it happened. Like, I don't know.
I just think when I'm all for a free market, but when I see things like that, when I see the $2 billion tag, that just kind of makes me feel like we're heading down a really bad path.
I don't disagree.
Like something.
I don't disagree, but I think at the end of the day, like their goal was to try to get their prototype picked up by a major company. And
I think people are just dissatisfied that it's Facebook.
That's probably the biggest thing.
I think it's more that people just generally don't like what Facebook does, and it might be cool. It's just owned by Facebook.
That's what Notch said. Basically, his reasoning for not getting involved is he doesn't like the business model for Facebook, and that their number one goal isn't to improve their site, make it interactive, any of that. Their goal is just to increase the number of registered users they have, and that's basically their bottom line, so they can sell the data off. And he does. That's what Notch said. I don't like that. I don't like their business model. That's why I'm not.
That's
going
more where I'm coming from right there. Because if you look at everything that Facebook does and what Facebook stands for, and then originally what the Oculus Rift at least sounded like it stood for. You had this independent company, kind of like what Notch did with his Mojang company. So I can especially see why he's feels so strongly about it. So you've got this independent company that started off with this idea to do something great. They got the funding to do something great, and then like the internet equivalent of Walmart buys it out. And you're like, okay, what are you going to do with this? Somehow you're going to incorporate it into your site, and you're going to sell all of our data. It's no longer novel, and it's no longer something special. Like everything special about it has just died once Facebook bought it, because it's just going to be turned into a tool that Facebook uses to make more money and collect data from users.
How do you know how much Facebook is?
We haven't seen what they do with it
yet. Facebook
yet.
is actually going to take a hand in the.
Well, they outright own the company.
They might own the company, but are they going to be like a passive owner, or are they going to actually be like?
That's not Zuckerberg's style. I mean, when they purchased, what was the not Pinterest? Was it Instagram that they purchased?
It was Instagram.
No. Yeah.
Yes, it was Instagram.
Okay. I mean, their goal was just to completely integrate it into Facebook. Basically, everything gets amalgamated.
Oculus Rift is something separate, though.
Instagram,
like Pinterest is completely online based. Oculus Rift is something that you can actually have and hold and use in many different ways.
Well, I mean, the best thing I would maybe it's one of those kind of like what Steve Jobs did with Pixar. Maybe it's that kind of thing. Hopefully, it is that kind of thing. But the big fear is that because Facebook is all about gaming that's integrated through their website, that this is what's going to happen with the Rift.
Going back to that point about everything being integrated with Facebook, I think everybody's already starting to do that anyway. PlayStation, Xbox do that. You can share your content on Facebook. Every website out there has share through Facebook and stuff like that. It's just a matter of time before, that everything gets integrated one way or another, and now they just own it.
I think it'd be so funny if Facebook was abandoned like MySpace was, and then we just find a completely new outlet. Just because, what was the main reason for everyone moving over? It was because, everyone had found MySpace? Or...
No, it's because MySpace...
Yeah,
it was just a mess. Don't you remember the last 2 years
The code was just a mess.
Everybody could self-theme their Facebooks, and it just became so cluttered, right? That everybody can integrate music and stuff like that.
Oh,
it was just
dude.
everything wrong
Yeah, do
with
you
web
remember
design
those profiles
back then.
where
Yes.
you visit someone's profile and suddenly the music just starts
Flowers
playing, and you're like,
and
God
stars
damn it!
everywhere.
I
It would
don't-
take 20 minutes to load.
I
and
don't
then-
want to hear your
yeah.
favorite song every time I
I
visit
would
your
only
damn
want to make
page.
that happen if
Cut
it
out.
would happen to the person that's logged in as themselves. So you every time you visited your own page, your song would start playing. That'd be kind of nice, but not everyone else.
My own.
Like this was his this was Notch's comment. Facebook is not a company of grassroots tech enthusiasts. Facebook is not a game tech company. Facebook has a history of caring about building user numbers and nothing but building user numbers. People have made games for Facebook platforms before, and while it worked great for a while, they were struck in a very unfortunate position when Facebook eventually changed the platform to better fit the social experience they were trying to build. So his feeling was at some point they're just going to screw over Oculus, which I don't. I think you guys. I think Sweetman and Tejan's kind of right. I don't really give a shit about it. My feeling is from a business standpoint, when you're donating, I think at some point we're going to have to draw the line in terms of when they start buying these companies for ridiculous amounts of money. Because I mean, $2 billion from a company that received $2 million in donations to build their prototype.
That's a lot.
That's success, though.
In 2
That's
years.
Success.
Well, is it success, or is it success, or did they just kind of stumble into a situation?
They successfully stumbled into a situation.
Because Zuckerberg just has a shitload of money he just wants to throw around.
Well, I mean, I've got an article about sort of Facebook's plans for the Oculus Rift. I mean, they want to use that technology to branch into other things bigger than gaming.
Okay.
Like some of the things they're talking about, like immersive gaming will be the first, and they got big plans. Whatever, they don't want to stop what they're planning to do right now. They just want to take
Make sure no one else
the
gets
Oculus
popularity.
Rift possibility. Well, no, they want to take, or I guess they want to use the Oculus Rift for bigger things than gaming, or not necessarily bigger things, but a wider variety of things than gaming. Like some of the things they talk about is, it says imagine enjoying a courtside seat at a game, studying in a classroom of students and teachers all over the world, or consulting with a doctor face to face just by putting on goggles in your home.
So basically, Facebook is trying to branch out and be the next Google.
Yeah.
Pretty much what they're trying
Sure.
to do.
It'd be funny if Google bought
That
Facebook.
would be funny.
I couldn't see that.
that would be the ultimate, like, I don't know, slap in the face.
Well, it would be a monopoly. Like, complete monopoly.
I'm
on
okay with
there.
this.
Everything is Google.
Microsoft clawing
And then
from
Apple
the
buys
back.
Apple can go die.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
Google
no,
would
Google
ever
buys
Who has
sell
more
that
money,
much.
Apple or
Apple
Google?
sucks.
Google.
Yeah, that's probably
Do
makes
they?
more sense.
Yes,
Are you sure?
Google would buy Apple.
Yes.
I'm going to Google it.
Like, of
They have a
course.
huge cash balance. I don't even know what it is. But
Yeah, and I'm quite sure that Google would, even if Google didn't have as much money, that they wouldn't sell to Apple just because of what they are and what they stand for. They're
exactly.
definitely concerned about the quality of their shit. They're concerned about how they affect the consumers that use their shit, and in general, everything they do with the point to leave everything in a better condition than which it was found. So. They come up with solutions to problems that people didn't even know were problems to begin with. They're like, "Oh, I've got this great idea." When no one asked
Yeah,
them
but
to create their search
that's the
engine,
tech
but
industry
They didn't. It was
entirely.
amazing. Yeah, but you can't really look anywhere else in the tech industry where, especially once a company's attained a level of success, where they've continued to innovate just for innovation's sake.
I used to when I was in high school. The guy that lived beside me worked at a hardware company, Alcatel. They got bought out by somebody.
Microsoft has more money than Apple.
But Apple is worth more than Google. Anyways, that's beside the point. Yeah. But I went with this guy. I did a couple workday things. I went and spent some time where he worked, and they were building stuff that it wasn't about what people needed now, because what people need now is 5-10 years ago. They were working on things that people were going to need in 5 to 10 years, because it's at those end, like in IT and hardware development, software development, I don't think it's quite as much, but hardware for sure. They're looking way into the future. Like the things that they're working on are what the average person on the street won't. You won't even hear about it for another 5-10 years.
Who are we talking? Are we talking about Google?
No. I'm just talking about like
No, the
IT companies in general. Like Google obviously did it. Facebook was, they did it. But any of those tech companies, if they're going to succeed at all, they need to be looking at the future. And it's not just a one-off thing, because there have been plenty that have done well, and the biggest success for those guys is they get bought out by somebody bigger, and most of them make a good amount of money off of it. So.
Yeah, well, where I stand on the matter is, if you look at the track record that these various companies have, and especially when it comes to the bigger companies, I've talked about this before, why I'm so impressed with Google's method of doing things in general. It's like, and no matter how big or successful they get, it's like their motto never really changes. Where like, I guess they haven't really been around as long as Microsoft, where you could see Microsoft kind of slowly degenerate until it puts out something like Windows 8, and everyone's like, "What the fuck do I do with this mess?"
Actually, after having used it for a little while, I don't find it as bad as my initial impression.
Oh, you're using it after it's been updated.
The sad thing is you're not finding it. You're not finding it not as bad. You should be finding it good. It's not as bad as I thought it was.
That's true. I shouldn't have the initial. I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But that being said, even though it came off with a bad taste in my mouth at first, takes
you're eventually
takes a little
get used
more.
to anything.
But I got it a week and a half ago.
I can give you another example. If you look at the main web browsers that are out there, you have Microsoft Internet Explorer, which is one of the worst Internet Explorers. There's Apple's Safari, which is also one of the worst Internet Explorers that they have out there.
Chrome.
And or Internet, not Explorers, but anyway, I can't use my words in drinking. Browser, there we go.
Google Chrome.
And then you have something like Firefox, which is one
Chrome.
of the best. And then you also have Chrome by Google, which is also just as good as Firefox.
No.
Better.
I'm not even going to get into that, Eric.
Again, it's apples versus oranges at that point.
Yes.
Like they're both fantastic. So
everybody has their. It depends on the kind of user experience that you anticipate on the web. Like for most people, Internet Explorer is fine. Like you're not expecting anything a little more better than that. But I mean, when you really get down to it, Google Chrome and Firefox are definitely on the top. And Opera, if you've ever used Opera, is up there too. And they're really it's really starting to wear down on Explorer, and people are switching over. So it's good for the web.
Yeah, and the particular job that I have with customer support with a web-based platform like I do, it's kind of stunning, especially with the newer versions of Internet Explorer that come out. It's like each newer version is worse than the one before it. It supports less. Same thing with their the Outlook email rendering platform that they put out. Like each new version has more and different problems with the way it renders emails. But it just more basic stuff like Google Gmail. It's one of the most stable platforms that they have to render emails. It's like almost everything that they put out, there's a level of care and a level of pride in their work to make sure that they go above and beyond just what's necessary to give a really top of the line quality product. And I think Apple is doing something like that too. They have their own like Thunderbird or something email that also doesn't render things very well. So it's like you look at their email and you look at their internet browser. They're two very small things, but if you look at how piss poor they are, just these small things compared to Google's small things that they put out and how high quality they are, that says a lot about a company in general. You can tell a lot about a company by the small things they put out, in addition to the big things that they put out.
Sorry, Ken.
That's cool.
What's the best browser to browse porn with?
Oh! That is a very.
You said it.
I'm gonna interrupt this internet browser, orgy that we're having, because there's someone else here who would like to say hi.
Oh my God, your sister's
What's up,
here.
bitches?
Huh?
And I forget
It'd be
what's her
funny if
name.
she sounded exactly
I
the
know.
same.
Yeah.
Everyone gets really confused whenever, like, when we all, like, still lived in the same house. Me and her and my mom all have, like, the same voice, and no one ever knew who they were talking to.
Wait. So if you, Captain Birdman, and your sister
Oh, God.
all said stuff at the same time,
Oh god.
Do me and Captain Birdman sound the same?
Yes, I told you
I think
that.
Ray's still here.
Oh, because I remember shit that happens on this podcast.
It was on the podcast, bitch. It was a random
what was that
day.
question we were supposed to ask her? Oh yeah, if she remembered that fact about Dark.
Oh yeah, Dark. Where is she from?
What?
No, where is he
Where is she?
from?
I
Where
know
are
where
Where is
she's
she from?
She didn't-
I'm sorry, where is she from, you fuck?
You ninny, you did it backwards. She couldn't remember where I was
Also,
from.
you
I
did
know,
it
and I
too
just
soon.
reversed it because I caught myself, bitch. Now answer.
You are so awful.
Now say something.
That doesn't even make any. How does that even make sense to you?
Where is she
Like
from?
she knows where she's from.
No, I first was gonna ask you where she was from. I meant to ask you. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Ray,
You know
you're
what?
drunk.
No, we're
Go
moving on. I don't give a fuck now. I'm just ignoring the
One
podcast
Ray.
like I was.
Oh my.
Wait, why? Wait, no.
So actually, I'm thinking about this. I don't remember Captain Birdman being on the podcast. Was I not here?
She has not been on the podcast. We've
Fuck's
just talked
sake.
to her outside of the
Oh,
podcast.
okay. Then I have not heard her
Uh,
voice. But I was having an interesting
she a foreigner,
conversation
too?
with her earlier today on Rooster Teeth about how she's an it because she's a female, but she has man in her screen name. So
And she always has
She-
avatar pictures
So
of
with
dudes.
foreigners.
that's
will-
right. Yeah,
So, I mean,
her
and her name
avatars
is
are usually
Captain.
male.
I will admit. I will admit, for the
Yes.
first couple weeks that I was interacting with her on forums and whatever, I didn't bother to click on her profile, and I totally thought she was a dude too. So
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like Captain Birdman.
Captain.
You think?
I
Oh,
always did.
it's a
Every time
Captain Birdman.
something would come up that was like, hey, I'm a girl, I was like, what?
Mind blown.
Yeah, every time.
I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if iWest is a guy or girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
He was
He's a
talking
girl.
about how he
We
couldn't grow a
decided-
mustache.
The
today.
We
person-
decided
So-
earlier that we here on the podcast are the ultimate authority on things, so
Yeah, pretty much.
Wes is now a girl.
Wes, we're sorry.
Wes is a girl
You
now.
officially have a vagina.
We're not all that sorry.
Weslina now.
Weslina? That just sounds too clumsy. We can do better than that.
Okay, then.
What is the
then
girl
you
name
try.
of Wesley?
I don't
that-
think there is one.
Wes.
Whitney.
That's why I
Whitney.
did it. That's as close as you can get.
Wesley.
Let's ask the audience. What does the audience
Wesley?
think?
Yeah, hey, sister,
Audience.
sister,
Yeah, the
you're an
audience
audience
is on
right
a
now.
delay,
You come up
though.
with something.
I don't want to be an audience. I don't want to come up with something.
You are an audience whether you like it or
Apparently,
Go away,
Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
is also
Anyone that's
girls.
anyone that's registered as in the Twitch chat is technically the audience.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
Wes is
I'm
very
not
happy
audience.
that you mentioned him.
Even though we
God
called him
damn
girl.
it. We did. He would be listening in today, the day that we mentioned him.
He's actually in the
been
Twitch
He was
chat.
here last week, too.
This entire time.
Well, at least he's happy, so he's
His
not going
name's
to mind
Anna
that
Cole.
we've given him
He
a
says
vagina.
if he was a girl, his name would be Anna.
No, just Anna Cole.
Anna
No,
Cole.
it
No,
would not.
Anna
You
Cole.
cannot
Anna
pick
Cole.
your
Not
own girl
cool.
name.
That's not a good name to have.
So,
Oh,
people on
crap.
YouTube, we're talking to the people on the Twitch feed right now, which you can't see. So sorry.
Losers, see, if you listen to this live, you would see it, and then this wouldn't be a problem. So this is really all your fault,
Ugh.
listeners on YouTube.
Listen,
I hope
yeah.
I hope you've learned a
But
valuable
please
lesson.
continue to
They have
listen
no
to the
excuse.
podcast after this part. Even though we're making fun of you, please
It's
continue.
YouTube. They don't learn lessons.
All 8 of you YouTube
Yeah, those
listeners.
little bastards don't even have an excuse because I post on Facebook that, hey, we've got the podcast coming up. Here's the link to Twitch. Be there at 9. And they don't show up. They wait till it comes out on YouTube. Those little fuckers.
Your sister says your brother was going to be called Wolfgang Hunter.
Wolfgang.
Yeah, that's
Wolfgang
apparently
Hunter by
a
the government.
that was apparently a thing. Apparently, father-in-law really wanted it, like not as a joke, but like legitimately wanted it.
Like,
He really
Listen.
wanted to name his son Wolfgang.
Yes.
Well,
And-
you know, Wolfgang
Yes,
Wolfgang Amadeus, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Back in
Wolfgang Van
1600, sure.
Yeah, so that was that, and so
And
mother-in-law thought that was a joke at first, and then realized he was serious, and he was like, no, you really can't do that, and then I guess he was legitimately disappointed.
I can imagine if I met a guy named named that, I would have no choice but to start calling him Woofy.
Why?
Yeah.
That's a really weird
I'd
name.
I'd like to say, honey, I love you. I know you're going to listen to this later. If your name was actually Wolfgang Hunter, I would not have married you. That would have not gone past an initial hello. That would have
I
just
think
been
that
much
is
for
a
true
that's kind
love.
of
I'm
Yeah,
totally
seriously.
I'm a shallow bitch. I'm a
You
shallow
would have
bitch.
shot
I've
him
never
down
claimed.
for his name?
That's
oh
terrible.
my
Actually,
I
God.
think Wolfgang
I'd
is
actually
cool.
like to point out.
Wolfgang is a
How would it? Well, actually, how did you meet then?
You are a terrible person.
Oh God, I'm so
She is a
sad.
terrible person. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sad you actually asked this question. We met in a relativistic physics class.
Also romantic.
I was
That's so
doing,
romantic.
Why are you
and this
upset
is like
about that?
so nerdy. I was doing really well, and he was really not doing well.
He's an idiot.
Perfect.
we-
Classic
we
boy
had
meets
met-
girl.
You're dating a dummy.
I know, right?
Aw.
We had met in another class, and I was known as the annoying blonde girl that sat
I can see
behind
that.
him
I believe
because
it.
I was.
No, you don't
You're the
say.
smartest.
Yeah, I know. Where you
I
fuck
find this
you,
shocking.
Dark. Okay, our alliance thing from earlier about the grilled cheeses, that's out the window.
You already broke that
Oh.
alliance, okay?
Oh, my sister's really upset a grilled cheese alliance is on the line. Yeah, so I was the annoying blonde girl that sat behind him, and so the next class showed up, and I walked in, and I, of course, did not know this, but I was like, oh, there's a familiar face, I'm gonna sit next to him, and I guess he's just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? The crazy girl sitting next to me. But then we got our first, like, weeks of assignments back, and I had, like, a 95, 98, and he had, like, a 40-something, he's like, fuck, the
Oh,
annoying
gosh.
girl's smart. Alright, we're lab partners now, because I have to pass this class. And then, by the end of it, he was like, okay, so he actually passed it, so that was good. And by the end of it, he's like, you know, you're not actually all that bad, but he was dating somebody else, and she did not like that we were spending time together. It was this whole big
Whoa.
long saga, and it was really...
Oh,
Clearly.
snap!
I mean,
You took
guys
her
did
man.
get married.
No.
Jealousy
Homewrecker.
raised its head.
Yeah.
He's like,
I-
bitch, I'm leaving you
Homewrecker.
for her, and
Yeah, we're married now. I win. Fuck
You're a
her.
heartbreaker.
Homewrecker.
No, nothing terrible, nothing bad happened. She was just like the overly jealous type. Like the fact that he even had female friends was just
Oh, that's the
completely
worst.
ridiculous and not
he's
acceptable.
better off without that bitch, yeah.
Exactly. See, it's on the podcast now. It's official. We've decided what we are
We
the
have
ultimate
decided.
authority on stuff. So now I'm just going to point to this anytime that comes up.
Like, they agree with me.
Podcast
The forum
50.
thread, Darkwind Dre, by the power of the forum thread podcast, has deemed that this is now true facts.
Yeah, it is.
Caitlin, why the fuck are you sharing this in the chat? Stop that! Don't.
He would
say
come home and
any
tell
more
my
stuff.
mom and there was
Come
an
home
annoying
and
bitchy
tell
girl
my
behind
mom
him
at
in one of
night.
his classes.
Misread that, are you?
What's funny is he never told me the story where he used the term bitchy. I was just annoying. So this is going to be a great conversation when I get him on Saturday.
Oh, Ray's sister, Zelda's sister. How could you get hit her?
Oh my goodness, Caitlin, in trouble today. I can work.
Now, guys. I'm
Oh, God.
special. I can't talk.
Liblar, Tim.
Do you want to make fun of Wubwave now some more after that one?
He doesn't make dubstep, and his name is
I can
Wubwave.
make
Why?
fun of Wubwave because what? Wait, what? He likes dubstep.
Yeah, you can be a fan of it, and so name your stuff after.
So
that doesn't mean he's a
totally
he's a
interrupted.
signed
Hey,
musician.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
hey,
Whoa.
hey.
Sorry.
Whoa,
Hold on,
I
one
said
second.
Rick.
I know,
New.
like, now you actually believe there's two of us. Okay, go.
Hey, I'm leaving because I'm hungry, and food is more important. I'm sorry.
What the
Yes.
fuck?
Put your sister
I'm not
on.
Bitch, how much have
Go-
you
go
drank?
ahead. Go ahead.
No,
go.
that's my
like
sister.
you're just
Fuck
like
you,
you're just
Ray.
leaning away from the mic.
I'm
to
sorry.
She's
The
new,
accent
she's
of
new to
your
the whole
sister.
microphone thing.
I
so.
don't want to like kiss her microphone, okay?
You guys sound
Sorry.
literally exactly the same.
I'm so
I know.
confused. Who's leaving for food? I thought it was her.
Hey,
Let's stick with the
so
sister
we're talking
for
at the
a
same
Two of
time.
them.
Yep.
Zelda,
So
go
now,
talking at the same
now
time.
you know
Do you
there's
believe me?
Now you know there's two of us. So sister
two of us.
sister is leaving to get food. Bye.
Hey,
I really like
what
Bye,
food, though.
was
Food is
sister.
good.
So speaking of food, today I went to my refrigerator and opened it up to look in it because sometimes I do that, and there's not a lot of food in it. I'm going to be honest. I'm like single guy, lived on my own for a long time, so I don't have a lot of food in my fridge. But
So you have like a bottle of ketchup and like some butter.
pretty much,
I
right?
used to eat ketchup
So-
sandwiches.
So I used to have a block and a half of cheese in my fridge because I like putting cheese on pasta and grilled cheeses and other things like that.
It was
Pasta?
moldy,
on
wasn't
what?
it?
On what?
That's beside the point.
Pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah, because in Canada that's how we say pasta.
Canadian
Oh, yeah,
twat,
he's
so you don't
foreign,
know how to
it's
say
okay.
pasta.
Pasta.
Pasta
So-
sauce.
Some pasta.
How do you say
It
lava?
sounded
Do you
like
say
you're from
lava?
Boston.
I was in Boston last week. I
Lava.
must have picked up the accent.
My Boston guy.
Picked up picked up the accent when I was
This
at
is a serious
Bassin.
important question. How do you say
So,
block?
Okay, so anyway, this block
So
of fucking
there's a
cheese. Go
block and a half of cheese
Fuck
in
you.
there, and I looked in today, and the big block of cheese was gone, and it's beyond confusing because I had no idea what
Gremlins
happened.
took it.
You probably
Dun.
have a haunted house. You probably
So what I'm hoping is that
Too
I
spooky.
was sleepwalking and did something with it. However, I can't find it anywhere in my apartment, so that probably didn't happen.
I mean, that's my first my first inclination too. Is that I was sleepwalking and it
Took a
did
cheese.
something to my.
Well, I was just
I was
hoping that nobody
sleepwalking and I
broke
had
in and
that
stole a
craving
block
for
of
cheese.
cheese.
Of all the specific actions you could have possibly done while you were sleeping, I like how you just left it
Jeez.
very vague. It did something, so we could immediately take it to that awful, awful place in the corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sure,
didn't
go
Suddenly
for it.
I'm picturing Swiss cheese
But-
and he's fucking the shit out of it while he's
It was
sleepwalking.
mozzarella.
Wait, what's?
It was mozzarella.
Warm
by
it at
the way.
least first, because
And
damn.
Canadian pasta
The
You
sauce.
didn't
alternative.
specify the type.
Well, I am now. The alternative
Oh,
is that
mozzarella
somebody
would be great
came
for that.
into
It's like
my
all wet and
house.
squishy.
I love
Ooh,
mozzarella.
that is true.
You would know.
The alternative
know
is
about
that
it.
somebody came into my house and
Do
stole
you use
a
mozzarella
block
to
of
make
cheese,
dildos?
and that's it.
Well, hey, last week someone walked up to Ray's porch and stole the package.
That
Seriously,
isn't so
what the
weird
fuck,
though.
guys?
That's just
I will take
on
this
the
off.
porch. They're there. For this, they would have had to come into my apartment, go look in my fridge, and grab the block of cheese, and just that.
Well, my question to you is this: was there anything
Uh-oh.
anything else worthwhile in that fridge other than this block?
Not in the fridge, but I have an expensive camera on the couch, which you can see from that area.
No. This person obviously didn't give two shits about your
Well, they
camera.
could sell
Yeah,
that
they
and
might
buy
not
a
have-
lot
They
more
might
cheese
not
than one
realize
block.
the value of a camera. They just see it. I don't need a camera right now.
Well, if I was in a I'm hungry mood, I would steal a camera, sell it, and buy 50 blocks of cheese.
That takes time.
Yeah,
that takes time, son.
Pawn shop?
You're not going through that type of thought when you're thinking that you could be caught at any second.
I don't know.
So some homeless person who was
I live on a
starving broke into
military
your house,
base.
stole your cheese.
I live on a military
Yeah,
base.
exactly.
No homeless
Exactly.
person shows up here. It's the only people that end up in your apartment by accident are really drunk. Trust me, I've done it.
I
I've
no,
done
I
it.
actually walked in on a military. I walked into someone's because I didn't recognize the neighborhood. I just kind of barged into someone else's house because I thought it was my own house at first.
David.
Wow.
I
Well,
slept in the
special.
wrong apartment one time.
That's
Because,
impressive.
Wow.
Talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, really.
I got,
Wait, no, he did talk about that,
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
Never mind. Don't
yeah.
tell that story.
I got drunk, I slept in the wrong apartment. It was my
He
buddies.
did anyway.
So it wasn't that bad.
I like how it's a big deal you woke up and you're missing cheese. We woke up and we were missing $20,000 worth of coins and medallions from our house.
So that's
With no
not
signs of
cool.
entry.
Those cigarettes
That's
were-
not cool, but it's not as weird as missing cheese.
Really? Because no one knew about them. They were in a random box on the floor because I had been dealing with them. There wasn't enough room on the table, so I'd been
What I just
labeling
heard
them.
was this is Ray's fault.
Yeah.
And I put them
That's what I
down.
heard.
Did you steal my cheese?
No. We walked in one morning.
Ray
Yeah, I
stole
stole
your
She
cheese.
Holy
was so
shit.
upset that someone stole
Honestly-
her jewels that she stole your cheese.
Honestly, I was walking
No,
around. My mom
no,
called
this was
me.
the
I
client's.
was like, I don't know
This
what
isn't
happened.
our shit. This was the client stuff.
Oh,
He's
that's-
dying of cancer, and he wants these checks that when we sell it to be sent to his daughter, who's in college. He wants them to be made out to her. He might live 2 months, except my dad called him to inform him of the robbery, has not heard back. He had to leave a voicemail. We don't know if this
That's
guy's
okay.
even
He's
still
probably-
alive.
That does not
Well, he's got cancer, so he's probably dead.
No, he was supposed to last at least 2 more months. But
supposed
Yeah,
to.
but
Yeah,
it
because
did.
medical
Broken-
professionals are really good about that expiration date thing.
no.
Yeah.
He was very healthy at the time.
The only
he was actually
difference.
doing fairly
Yeah,
well.
because healthy people are gonna die in 2
Okay,
months.
anyway, bitch, I woke up. The doors were shut and locked. A box, a very random box that was not labeled. No one knew about this shit.
Was somebody
missing.
sleepwalking and stole it?
We had
You know what that
jewelry.
means?
We had other shit, very obvious laptops sitting out, very obvious stuff. They got a box of coins / medallions.
Maybe they're
They
more
couldn't have
valuable
really
than you
known
thought they
their
were.
worth, or the fact
I
that
don't know
one
what
of
I'm
them
Here.
was
This
worth
was an inside
11,000.
job.
Yeah, that's what I think.
oak
That's what I
with pure
suggested. That
gold.
it was like someone kind of
Someone in your
Yeah.
in that
your
guy's
family or
family, in
your
that guy's
circles
family, or related to
stole
that guy, knew about this transaction
That's
and
possible.
kind of tried to
Yeah.
steal it back.
That's
One of those
entirely
fucking
possible.
coins was worth 11 grand because it's made of pure fucking gold. It was massive
think
and
if we-
heavy.
If we
Pure
find
fucking
the
gold.
cheese, we'll find the gold.
I don't
Probably.
I'm pretty
understand
sure
how this
they're in the same.
fucking
They're in the
happened,
same place.
though.
Wow.
They're totally.
Something
in the same
tells
place.
me we'll find the
Yeah,
coin.
see, the difference is cops will look for those coins. If I called the cops
We
and told
haven't
my
done
cheese
shit.
was missing,
My
It
cheese
depends on the cop.
They question
Yeah.
me like I done it, 'cause I was the last one who saw them.
I deal with military police, and like not to bust on them too much, but I don't think they care very much about my stolen cheese. Like, I don't blame them.
I'm pretty sure they
I don't blame them.
No.
I think if I ever turned to a life of crime, I would just steal random shit like cheese from people.
And just make people think
that
they're
way I could,
crazy?
like- yeah, just make people think they're nuts.
I honestly, I was like questioning whether or not I existed today. I was like, did the cheese ever exist? Do I exist? Like,
Was it
We
ever
asked
there?
that question.
I have
all
no
the
idea.
time.
I mean,
The
The
cheese stands
existence
alone.
of cheese, existence of everything.
I don't know, right?
Oh, Lazilda,
Yes.
I forgot about this, but
Uh-oh.
aren't we celebrating for a certain reason for you?
yeah.
Oh,
Do we want to talk about this?
Because I joined this fantastic podcast and you guys like me.
And you
keep
got
me
a
around.
job?
I'm celebrating.
Didn't you get a job or something?
No, it's not that.
I did. I got a
Something
new
about
shiny
employment?
job. I'm so pumped because as interesting as my job is with all the weird stuff I wish I didn't know about pharmaceuticals, it's a really shitty place to work and I've been trying to find a new job since RTX of last year. And
Yay.
Monday, the very first day of my vacation, I woke up to a phone call with an offer for this new job I've been interviewing for the last 2 months.
Congratulations.
It's super awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Will
you.
We're
you
very
still be
proud of
doing
you.
pharmaceutical stuff?
I will not be doing pharmaceutical stuff. I will be working for a medical device company, so it's still
Have you
medically
started
inclined.
yet, or when does
I
it?
I
actually
do
go
not
down?
start yet. So I got the offer yesterday, or on Monday. I forgot what day of the week it is. I got my offer on Monday. I called my boss on Tuesday to very nicely say fuck off.
How do
and
you
so
say
I'm
that
going-
nicely?
It was
With a
nicely,
sweet tone in your voice.
nicely saying, I've got this offer. I'm going to be taking it. I will come back next week so I can train people on the stuff that I've been working on. But next week will be my last week. So I have to go back to my crappy job for 4.5 days. And then I sign some paperwork that says I'm leaving. And then I get a week off. And then I start my new job. So
That's
Are you
awesome.
going to be like kind of just a big dramatic exit on the last day?
I want to really badly, and as much as I hate that place, I know that would be a bad idea because they still have to do the background check and check with former employer references and things like that. So it's I
Don't want to burn your own bridge.
Right. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to be very civil in the building and directly to their faces. But the beauty of having a YouTube channel and not saying company names is you can say whatever the fuck you want there. So I think I'm going to record what I would have wanted my exit to be if I didn't have to actually
you
worry
should
about
do
remaining
a
a
sketch
professional.
and have someone stand in for your boss.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I could
I could be
totally
your boss
do
on this
that.
sketch. Yeah.
That I don't think I've ever seen something like that where you have a sketch going on, but it's two people recording in different locations, and we'll just mash it together somehow.
You both have to just
They
stand
can
in a
pretend they're
random
doing a
parking lot and then
teleconference.
just go through a script.
Well, they can pretend they're doing a teleconference. And
Yeah.
just says,
But
I like it.
well, I am looking forward to seeing what you come up with.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've got some ideas, and the nice part of being on vacation right now is that I can come up with whatever I want to, and write scripts out, and I get to do it while drinking. So you
Oh
know
goodness.
that's always
wanna
going to make
practice
it
right
better. No, I do not.
Aw.
No, see, I'm not an improv artist. You put me under pressure, and it's and I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I gotta think and plan and
See,
actually
The trick
put some
is
thought into it.
always say yes. Whatever happens, just say yeah, okay. Keep going.
All right, so if I'm supposed to always say yes, if we're going to improv this right now, I need someone to pretend to be my shitty boss. I will give you some background.
Okay, go for it.
You know we are completely understaffed, but you have outright said you do not give a shit. And because everyone
Trying to
is
save
busy,
money.
it's no... Yeah, it's because everyone is busy, it's no one is busy. So asking you to work more than the 50 hours you're already putting in is totally fine, because everyone's putting in 50 hours, so it's kind of a wash.
Yeah.
We're out of pens. Everything we do is documentation and whatever. There's 2 pens left in the building for 17 people.
There's not a
and you keep
Staples
arguing
nearby?
with me. No, they won't let us buy any.
Like, you can't go buy a pen and bring it in and use it?
Like I can.
They shouldn't have to
yeah.
buy their own pens.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's like
you have to
so
do
it's
the
like-
work, so you need to get a pen, so go get a pen. I don't
No,
care.
Right, so, like,
the
I've got
company
my own
can buy
stash
the
of pens.
Office Max supplies.
Wow, we can't afford any pens.
We're out of. We're,
You guys have to remember, he's in military. His mindset's a bit different.
Yeah.
He's not in the public.
I'm acting right now.
He's in
I'm acting
military,
right now.
and he's not just military. He's Canadian.
Canada needs to put
Oh,
up for
yeah.
We
that
have
doesn't count.
so much budget cuts right now. It's ridiculous. Our training budget has been reduced by 60-some%
Yeah.
in the last year.
Does Canada really need a military, though? I mean, they're just kind
The-
of like the strange.
Are they trying to like always
Yeah.
apologize after they
They don't
fight?
Are we
really
trying to
need
lose
to
our
have
entire
fighting
Canadian
skills.
audience right now?
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
All three of them.
Yeah, I was
We
just
just got a
wrong.
new
I don't think
fan.
I don't think anybody watches.
It's not that, yeah, you have budget cuts, but see, it's different in the public sector because even though budget cuts are happening, there's still somebody that's getting a big fat
That's
check
the worst
at the end
part
of
of
the
it.
day. So, for us, when we hear budget cuts, we're still like, we're not fucking paying for our own work supplies.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that teachers have to do that shit, which
Oh,
drives me
that
crazy.
drives me bonkers. That pisses me off to no end.
But you know, when a company, when a corporate person is making $400,000 or $500,000 a year at your company, and there's budget cuts because either a shortage of revenue or X, Y, and Z, there's multiple reasons why, and they say we have to cut expenses, so we can't buy these supplies. Well, it's not like you're buying shit just to fucking take home anyway. Most people don't do that. So when we were, like she's saying, their job is to write everything down. They need pens. That is their key, like, supply. And see, they need to just say, okay, well, we have to cut budget here and here and here. But since everybody spends most of their time writing,
That being said,
let's. I'm gonna make this an analogy for you, Mr. Military Guy, that you might understand. So they send you into a war zone with a gun and no bullets.
Yeah.
That's what
Get your
I'm
own
doing.
That's what Canada's been doing, with the exception of Afghanistan, since 1948, I think, in the Suez
you made
Canal.
fun of me when I made that joke at Canada's expense, but you hear it directly from Sweetman. They do shit like
It's
that.
true.
Yeah.
So my dad was in the military also. He went on a peacekeeping mission in Cyprus, where the Turks and the Greeks were fighting each other. He had no bullets. He had very little authority, but he had to keep two countries from starting a war. And that's what Canada does. Our military has been in situations since Egypt, at the crisis of the Suez Canal, to now, where Rwanda is the biggest, most public version of that, where we had soldiers witnessing genocide, and there was nothing they could do about it. A famous quote from one of our generals, his name is Romeo Dallaire. He was the UN commander of the mission in Rwanda. He said, "What do you want me to do? Throw pens at them?" Because that's all they had. They didn't give them bullets. And they had
They took all the pens from Zelda's place.
Yeah, they had the pens, but they didn't have the bullets.
What arrogant assholes! They stole pens
Seriously.
from everyone else just to throw at people because they didn't have any bullets.
Absolutely.
No, he suggested that, and then like the other chiefs were like, "My gosh, he's onto something."
Like, yeah, throw the pens.
They won't know what to do with
Yeah.
these things.
But
What witchcraft is this?
it's, yeah. And, I mean, I know
It's a pencil that never runs out. What?
there's a lot of, press right now about PTSD with, like, soldiers that have been in Afghanistan. But I would bet that soldiers who have been in peacekeeping missions suffer from that 10 times worse. Because at least when you're at war, you can do something. You know, you're getting shot at, you can shot back. You can shoot back. When you're on a peacekeeping
Unless you don't
mission,
have any bullets.
when you're on a peacekeeping mission, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So, I mean, I guess that's my big political rant of the evening, but, yeah,
Oh, that counts as political? Oh, I didn't realize.
to a certain extent.
Sweetman, we're trying to keep this podcast politicalness free
I've
ever since,
been doing
you know,
this.
the last time we had a politicalness rant, so...
I was
How
thanks
long
for that.
ago?
It's mainly
I
boring.
gave permission to people to start yelling at their screens if we start talking politics. I don't know if that's
It's-
proving effective to
It's
anyone.
not specifically political, it's just like, to any politicians who happen to be listening,
Oh,
Yeah, we have
now
lots
it's
of
political.
those.
don't screw around
Hundreds of
because you're
fans.
messing up people. So.
I'm listening to this podcast.
Also, to those eldest bosses, Give them some fucking pens.
I don't have to worry
She
about
would've
it.
said
That's
Former
her old bosses.
Yeah. The pens are what broke it. If they just bought me some pens, I would have stayed there. It would have been totally fine.
In
No,
your
fuck that.
interview,
It's the
did you make
straw.
the point to
It's
call
the
out
straw,
that they
right?
didn't have any pens and that you need pens at your new job?
I tried to keep everything very civil and not like call out anything specific, but I think at one point there was a joke made that that I would be really excited to work for a company that actually has pens.
Yeah, why not?
And the person I was interviewing with, because we were already like laughing about a bunch of stuff, and she kind of laughed and she goes, "Wait, are you being serious?" I'm like, yeah, ordering pens is kind of a problem. And she just looks like so sad. She goes, "I'm so sorry. That sucks."
Did they have nice pens there?
They write. It's
Like-
better than the pens I have.
Did they
They're
have the
empty
space
shells
pens,
of-
the one you can write upside down with?
You know, if we'd
I've
known
not
this,
tr-
we could have just sent her care packages of pins.
I'm really afraid of, of all the things I'm afraid of. One of them is that at this point now I'm just going to show up at home one day and there's just going to be a giant box of pens
Box
for all
of
you
pens.
guys.
I think
for
the
you.
goal for the
Pins
rest
for
of us
life.
is to make sure we go to RTX with a box of pens and make sure we give it to...
Oh,
You know, I have an entire drawer full of pens that I can bring to RTX
I
just
have,
for you.
yeah, I have
When
packs
worked
of
at-
pens that I
when I
just
worked at
never
CarMax?
used.
my biggest.
No, these are things that I've found in cars and stuff like that. Like I would find really good pens that people lost under their seats. I'm like, I can't just throw this pen away. It's a good writing
Wait,
pen.
they,
And
did,
so
they
I would
didn't want it
take
back?
home
You didn't, like, kind of collect anything that you found?
and send it to whom? The cars were
Oh,
already
okay.
bought.
Oh, like used cars.
He doesn't.
Yeah, so the shit you find in cars you just throw away unless it's like keys or jewelry or something like that.
Yeah.
So pens, no one wants pens. You're not gonna call someone up and say, "Hey, you left your pen in the car."
My biggest like pen complaint is that my favorite kind of pen is one that uses blacking, but I'm not allowed to use blacking at work, so we need to get blue ink. But I use my black one anyways.
That's
'cause-
really ironic. We're not allowed to use blue. We have to use black.
Oh man, we should exchange what the good pens are.
We should.
You can both be rebels and use
Yeah.
the green ink.
Oh.
You should
Yeah.
develop some type of pen
Yeah,
exchange.
yeah. I'll send you all the blue ones, all the black ones.
Sounds great.
Customs will have to check it though over the border.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes those guys.
Sick.
Those foreign pens, man.
I read an article that some agency was getting pissed at the border guards because they're not checking for like people buying small stuff. They don't charge you
Like
taxes.
pens.
But yeah, well, like I'll go over the border and I'll get a couple things. I'll spend maybe I'll spend like $40 in the States, and I come back and under the letter of the law because I was there under a day or whatever, I have to pay taxes on that.
So you don't
But-
really support your own country because you're not supporting your economy.
Sure, I do.
Ooh.
Well, you're
buy
buying
tons of
stuff
stuff
from
here.
the United States.
Well, no, it's
I make
like
a lot-
$40 worth of stuff, but
Yeah.
most of his
Hey,
business.
$40
is
bucks to the
here.
country is $40 to the country.
You know what I found out?
Yeah.
Apparently, you're supposed to
That
pay
$40
duty.
could have gone to your pen.
You're supposed to pay
Your
duty
Canadian
on
pen industry.
tattoos. Did you know that?
What about Pat? What?
If I go down to the States and I get a tattoo and I come back to Canada, I'm supposed to pay duty on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed-
Which
yeah.
I've done before, but I didn't know and they didn't ask, so.
So what'd you get a tattoo of?
Actually, it's a beer logo.
American flag.
Please tell me it's a tramp stamp.
No, it's
illegal.
Please tell me it's
It's-
a tramp stamp.
A block
Have you guys,
of cheese.
you guys ever
A tramp
tried,
stamp. That is a block of cheese.
you guys ever tried Land Shark Lager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The logo from that is on the back of my leg.
Do you really like that beer that much?
You put the tramp stamp in the wrong place, dipshit.
No.
Maybe he's a weird kind of tramp that we don't really want to talk about.
Well,
Oh.
You've got Labatt
those.
Blue and Molson Canadian and Moosehead, and you think Land Shark is the best beer?
I didn't say it was
He
the
is
best
from
beer.
Canada.
I said it's not bad.
Canada
It's
has
not
the
bad.
best lagers.
Okay, so you're saying it's not bad, but it was worthwhile to for
Permanently
body
put under
mutilation,
your body?
permanently put it on
The-
Don't talk about me.
Yeah, but
Maybe
the
he was
logo
only
is
getting it
super
under
cool.
its influence.
No,
Okay,
no,
here
I
we
was
go.
I was
Feel
sober.
like
It just
shade
looks
it.
really cool.
Question for everybody.
Sure.
If we're now getting tattoos of anything that's not bad, what is the tattoo you would end up with?
I'm getting a tattoo
not
tomorrow.
bad tattoo. Let's see.
Oh,
The Dr. Pepper logo.
Oh, there you go. That's a
Ew.
good one.
If it's not bad,
So-
remember it's not
So
bad.
I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow, and you guys are probably gonna think it's stupid, but
no,
So,
no,
I
no.
can already tell.
Get the
you know,
TFT
you know
logo.
the expression. Okay,
Let me guess, it's the Pizza Hut
no,
logo.
you know the expression "carpe diem,"
Oh, okay.
which
Oh, God,
is
I never heard
Latin
of it.
See,
So
for
much right now.
"seize the day."
Fucking hate you.
What are you, a
a lot of people.
Please tell me you're not doing Seize the Night.
No.
Please tell me you're not doing.
I'm getting
Okay,
a picture of like a hand holding a fish, because a lot of it's like seize the fish, carpe diem.
Oh,
Wow, I hate
And I really like that.
Kill yourself.
So
Wes didn't even get a tattoo of the N word.
So I really like seize the
Wes.
fish.
But it
Go
needs,
home,
to, it
Wes,
needs
you're
to
drunk.
literally say the N word. Like, don't.
Yeah.
No, seriously, yeah. Have you not seen that? There are people out there that post it online. They get a tattoo of the N word.
How ironic of them.
I saw a thing that was like a newscast where they were doing a discussion. It's like, which is worse, the N-word or cracker? And the caption underneath is like, if you can't actually write one, then that's probably worse.
Good point.
Okay, so you're getting. I'm sorry. What were you getting?
It's like a hand grabbing onto a fish, because a lot of people they think carpe diem means seize the fish or seize the carp.
Who? What do you mean a lot
I know.
of people think that?
to make a pun.
Dumb people do that.
Yeah.
But I say it sometimes because it's like, seize the fish.
What?
Okay.
So I say it a lot. I mean,
Challenge in the battle,
say
you
that,
say
and
seize
then
the
you
fish.
just said you say it a lot.
because it's a joke. I say it as a joke. I say seize the fish.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You know what? Ray started saying YOLO as a joke, and now that's like his thing. So.
Gone way.
Oh, I do
But
that
that's
too.
like the less
Oh,
sophisticated
yeah.
version
Oh, fuck, I do
of
that.
carpe diem, right? YOLO, you only live once.
I would
carpe
agree
diem.
that it is very non-sophisticated.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
But I mean, I am not known for having sophisticated tattoos. I've got a bunch of tattoos, and
No.
most of them are like a win.
don't know.
Like,
You don't
I
say.
thought it was pretty neat, so I did it. And that's what I'm doing now.
Here, I thought you were just the pinnacle of refined
No.
taste. You're just shattering my perception of you,
man.
sweet.
I know, you fucking Canadian.
Speaking
I
of,
thought you were so sophisticated.
so the American Army just got like a new.
Oh, we gotta
directive
finish
or
the
whatever about
tattoos thing,
tattoos. Yeah, no, it's about tattoos.
Okay.
They got new tattoo directives or whatever, so they're not allowed to have tattoos below their elbow or they're below their knee or above their neck. For us, it's like you can't have anything on your hands or your neck. But even
What about
then,
your
they don't
face?
care. Well, yeah, face above your neck.
Yeah. God forbid they get a tattoo where they want. They're not just like the.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Their lives.
I think it's dumb, but
I think you should be able to have
Well,
a
right,
tattoo
you
of
they
a
want
woman.
to
tattoo a picture of a dick on their face. That's they're doing a job that many of us will not do. So.
Huh.
Okay, so let's do this.
Are we still talking?
Just okay tattoos. Let's go. Come on, who's first? Chaos. Just okay.
I have no idea.
Just the words okay.
Yeah, it's,
He doesn't like the tattoos and piercings thing.
Doesn't matter.
So I can't get
No
any
excuse.
piercing tattooed. He don't
It's
like
just
it.
okay. What
It's all
would you get?
hypothetical.
okay, then just I guess
Like, I'm not
an
gonna force anybody to go
an
get the
Apple
tattoo.
product of some kind.
so you
Oh,
get
there's
the
the
Apple
logo.
logo.
The product.
The
Yeah.
Apple logo.
Wait, you said you'd get that?
He would get an iPad
tattoo.
on his.
No,
Okay.
No. Here's what here's
know
what he's
what?
gonna do. Here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna get an iPad, but it's gonna be an X-ray of his body inside, so like a bone or his muscle or something like that. That would be
There
cool.
you go.
If you
Ray, what would you get?
if you actually got an
Fuck
iPad
if I
tattoo
know,
and could
dude.
somehow make it actually a functioning like touch
Oh
screen,
no!
that would be totally okay.
Oh.
I would pay for that.
No.
Mind blown.
That would be amazing.
Ray,
Then
just an
everybody gets
okay
to touch you in a weird place.
That's why I'm going to pay him.
I can't think.
You can't.
I just can't.
A cat.
Zelda, what
I
say
said I
you?
can't. I'm a cat, you fuck.
No. You're just okay.
If it's gonna be a Zelda-themed
that's
logo,
what
I'm
you
gonna be
get.
very disappointed.
No, because Zelda's fantastic, and we're going for just
Yeah,
not
it's not
bad.
just
So
okay.
It would be
Go
a
It's just
moon
okay.
on my rib cage, because that's gonna be my last name. Fuck you.
You missed your chance
That's
already.
adorable.
Fuck you, I don't care, I'm
we're
answering.
past you.
I'm speaking over everyone, you can't really stop me, can you?
Expired.
I couldn't eat.
Little Zelda, what would you get that's just okay?
Things
Fuck
that are just
yourself,
okay.
David.
A coconut.
Okay.
Because coconut's like good and stuff, but it's like it's not
retarded.
very attractive.
It's okay,
No,
Yeah.
right?
you're-
It's
See,
okay.
I'm offended by your coconut, so that's
like,
not okay.
what do you mean you're offended by my
Why are you
coconut?
offended
Coconuts
by
are
our
gross.
Be
coconut?
offended by
Cultural
coconut.
thing.
Coconuts are gross.
You're gross.
This is true.
I like how I just
By your
completely
tits,
seemed to
too.
kill the conversation.
Tejan Lee,
The
what would
Death
you
Star
get?
on my left
Just
arm.
okay.
The Death Star.
Death Star- The full Death Star from the first movie on my left shoulder.
No, that's not just okay. The
That's
Death
just
yeah,
Star.
that's pretty cool.
Except that it
Yeah.
has that little vent that goes right to the core where it can be blown up.
Yeah.
Now, if you had said the not yet completed Return of the Jedi Death Star, I would.
Yeah.
No. Okay, no, I'll pick.
Yeah.
But the completed Death
pretty
Star
cool.
was a serious.
Yeah, destroyed all their own.
Yeah, and see, they're justified in destroying that one. They weren't justified destroying the second one.
Sure they were. It had the
Oh, you're
potential to
right.
become something that would destroy another planet.
Think of all the innocent lives that were lost in that station.
Think of all the innocent lives that would have been lost if they didn't destroy it.
No, that's
We just not
tens
being
of
Think of all the
millions of
idiots
people.
that
Have
should
this
have died,
conversation.
but they were spared because someone blew that damn thing up. They should have just let everyone die and gotten rid of the scourge of humanity that
Stargate's
calls
better than
tech
Star
support
Wars.
all day
Fuck you
long.
guys.
Dark One Dre, what would you get?
Skittles.
Around
Now,
your
this
butt.
is not related to the
Like
Skittles from the last conversation we
Like
had
what?
about Skittles,
So,
right?
would you get like a
I
rainbow
forgot the
that
conversation
turned into
because you ate
Skittles?
Skittles. I'm confused.
Or the logo
Yeah.
Skittles, or a
Like-
pack of Skittles,
Or just like a
Skittles.
singular Skittle.
or just
No,
yeah,
I said
like
Skittles is plural, so
Okay.
one
You'd
of
have
each
the
color.
rainbow.
Okay.
Would it, wait,
So,
would it be
here's
the
a
mixed
question.
berry or the original?
Oh, that's a good
Or
one.
tropical. Those ones are
Yeah,
pretty
tropical.
Oh, those are those too.
The sour ones.
Or the
Oh.
red
Oh,
one.
those are pretty-
Red-
those are
Oh,
pretty
I just
tasty.
ate those. I had sour Skittles. Fuck yeah. They
Anyway,
destroy
so
the roof of your mouth.
I kind of.
if you're gonna get a Skittle tattoo based on the previous conversation we had about Skittles, where
As
would
of
you
your
put the tattoo?
Yeah, where would you get it?
Along your dick.
Oh,
That'd be
no.
amazing. Just a rainbow.
She's
Taste
so
it.
Oh,
Taste the
it's
rainbow.
amazing.
Straight to that place.
Taste the
I'm
rainbow.
out now.
There you go. That's not a terrible idea.
Amazing.
And then he dyes
That's
the pubes.
actually okay. My initial shock is over with. I'm actually really
Yeah.
impressed with you right
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
That's really good. Actually, it would be totally worth the pain and horrible swelling of getting a tattoo on my penis. Just for
That
that.
is
Do that?
awesome.
Do people do that?
I might text.
afraid to
I might text
Google
my
it.
tattoo artist and tell him that's what we're doing tomorrow instead.
Put some Skittles on my
No,
dick.
you're gonna have to. You're gonna
So
have
I
to talk
can
to
say
your
taste the
hairdresser
rainbow.
and your tattoo artist because you want to get it dyed.
Yeah, I don't. Let's not talk about that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so
I
because
don't think that counts as just okay anymore because that's pretty
That
damn
is
awesome.
absolutely
I'm gonna have to come up with
That's-
something more mundane.
I did a terrible, terrible thing. Since
Again?
yeah, again. So
Let's just accept that you're a bad person.
I thought that was really easy to figure out, but because I love you guys, I have destroyed my browser history further after looking up the vulva perfume.
There's
I was
perfume?
curious if- no,
You
have
need to
come
listen to
this
our
whole
podcast, dude.
We're not.
You need to listen.
I
to
saw
not
it.
gonna talk about that yet.
So I don't know if it was here, but somebody showed me like a makeup for it to make it look, new and fresh.
Okay,
Was that?
well, we'll
No.
talk about that in
Okay.
a minute because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, let's
Um,
come back to that because
It was on Amazon.
Yeah, bookmark.
So
Bookmark.
everything's on Amazon. So, I decided I was really curious. We're talking about this. If people actually get tattoos on their dicks, so I googled dick tattoos, which was a
They
major
do.
mistake.
Why would you do that?
And what I got instead was not tattoos on people's dicks, but tattoos
Yeah.
of
Here it is.
terrible penises and dicks, and I'm kind of impressed at the stuff that people will come up with, apparently, at this point. I think my favorite one so far is the person who had the tip of their finger tattooed to look like the tip of a penis, and all their
What?
pictures are of that going into their mouth, very purposely. So that one's pretty great. I also like the girl wearing Daisy Dukes that have the balls coming out of one side of her shorts and a penis coming out of the other side. That's my second favorite on this series of pictures.
I just did this search. I just done the search. I like this. There's this one chick that's got a dick tattooed in between her tits.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
It's
good,
like
yeah.
she's getting a titty fuck on.
So,
Yeah.
so I just
Got
looked
a
it
B,
up.
some L, and some T.
I found my buddy showed me this product. It's called My New Pink Button. It's on Amazon.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah, and it's some kind of makeup for your lady junk.
Oh my god.
I need
And,
makeup? I didn't know that.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you need it or not, but just to
David,
spice things
Your
up.
opinion.
My new pink button is simple to use genital cosmetic
Wait, colorant?
Ew.
I don't think.
It
What guy wants
color
to
it.
lick
It
that
restores
off,
the
or girl?
pink back to a woman's skin.
I really like how
Think
it
of-
compares it to lipstick for your face.
Yeah, it's
Different
lipstick
lips.
for your other lips.
Wait,
Oh my
but
god.
who wants to have to lick that
Ew,
off?
no.
That's awful.
Oh,
Oh,
Well, that's yeah.
Zelda,
Yes.
I believe I found the best dick tattoo of them all. It's actually a tattoo that's been put onto this guy's dick and also all around. It's actually Pinocchio's face.
Oh,
that's brilliant.
What kind of state of mind do you have to be in? Oh God, the related products from this makeup thing is really bad too. But what kind of state of mind do you have to be in where you go, I want someone to take a needle to my penis for an extended period of time?
It's like clip piercing. I've never understood. What's the appeal of the clip piercing? Or
Why is genital color loss a phrase? Why is that a thing?
I do not know.
Because sometimes, you get a little
No,
older.
I don't know.
Reason.
I really don't.
Start to lose the color. You just want to.
I should not have read this product description. This is ridiculous. She was looking online for a solution because, that's what you do when you realize your genitals are losing color.
Sure.
And discovered thousands of other women asking the same questions. Who are these women? Who is asking this question?
Well, how many
the same one?
Well, obviously there's a market for it.
Wait, I should put this on my wedding registry wish list and just see the reactions.
My question
Please
is,
do that.
how
Please
does
do
how
that.
does a
And the
woman's
vulva
genitals
perfume.
lose their color? Is that normal?
Too many washings.
It's the same
Too
as
much douching?
it's the same as guys,
Too much washing.
Oh my god! The first review!
It's like a
what does the
shirt.
first
that you
review
wash
say?
Yeah.
too many times.
The-
Same idea.
Made
The
for women
first
yet pink it up for a man. I see that. Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Title of the first review. Made for
It's a
women,
dude.
yet
Ma-
pink
yet
enough
pink
for a
enough
man.
for a man.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh.
good.
It's pretty funny.
My god. As a 27-year-old, I recognize that I have begun the long decline into old age, senility, and most importantly, pale and gray old man genitalia.
I will not go to the grave with a
with you.
monochromatic baton.
Oh my god.
Well, we have to also make note that there are 4 different shades.
Oh,
There's the Maryland, the Betty, the Ginger,
the ginger.
the Audie.
Colors? Why is
Wait,
this a
where's
thing?
the ginger?
No,
I
Ray,
need
no.
this.
Why is this
Ray,
a thing?
why?
I'm so...
There are 4 different shades.
Yeah.
I
so
need the
upset
ginger. It'll
about
match my
all of
pubes.
this.
Put this on your bridal list along with the perfume, Ray.
I will do that.
No.
I really think if we do have a paneled RTX, I will probably piss my pants if someone brings you a gift with perfume
I
and
hope.
this.
Well, I mean, yeah.
As a wedding
if
gift.
they want to do that,
Both
then
cool
I'll just take. We'll just take, I guess, gifts. I highly doubt anyone's gonna actually bring any gifts, but that'd be hilarious.
If nobody does it, I'm gonna have some.
My god, this is getting worse. I'm reading more of them.
You shouldn't.
I really shouldn't, but it's like a train wreck. I can't look away. I think my favorite is the 1-star review that's complaining that the only color changes are from my apparent allergy to the ingredients. That would not be a sensation that I would want to experience. Oh.
And it tastes bad. Why would you want to use it? What's the point?
I also like, I think my favorite, next to the guy who apparently uses this, I think my favorite review from a woman is probably the one that's titled, "Doesn't Your Man Deserve Perfection?"
Yeah.
What?
Just want to spice up
All
things a
different
little bit.
colors. Not all vaginas look the same.
So, I mean, when
But
you
apparently they should all be pink.
when you go out for
I have
a
no problem
fancy
with
dinner, you get dressed up, you wear a fancy dress, you put some lipstick on, some eyeshadow and mascara and whatever else you use. I don't know that
Words
much,
carefully.
so maybe you just want
You
to
sounded
make up
like you knew that
everything
much.
else.
Ah,
Maybe you're looking
Guys,
for
I just-
a longer night than just going to the restaurant.
so I need to change the subject because I've just
No.
been scarred
Good idea.
visually by something.
Oh, then go on.
So
I
this
wonder
is
what
from
it could be.
the tattoo search that I did, and Google Images. Apparently, eyebrow removal.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah,
completely?
and they tattoo the eyebrows on.
Oh,
No. They actually cut the entire skin and section of the eyebrow completely off,
Oh, gross!
Mm-hmm.
and that also led to other related things.
No, don't
of
tell
this
us.
tongue splitting gone
Oh,
wrong.
Gone
yeah.
wrong?
Yep.
Oh.
Ugh.
As opposed
Yeah,
to when it
where
goes
the-
right, but
I've
It's
seen
like
it go
full
right.
of pus and
That
oh,
wouldn't
gross.
Wes says, Dark, you know you love it.
This is exactly why we can't have nice.
I can't unsee this, guys.
We took it too far.
I don't want to
You
see
finally
it.
took it
It's
too
one of those
far.
things like the blue waffle. Somebody told me about it, and I was.
Yeah, that was something else I can never unsee.
You're just like,
I did not.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. Someone's like, you go to check. You go to look at it. I'm like,
I knew better than to type that in, so.
So I did.
I never saw the Two Girls, One Cup, and
I
I'm really
didn't
proud
either.
that I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I have
likewise.
seen it, and it wasn't as bad. I expected so much more from the reaction videos I watched. I was like, this isn't okay.
You mean
I
you
mean,
were
it's
expecting it when
gross,
they started
but-
to eat each other's shit?
No, it was gross, but the way people reacted from the YouTube videos I watched, it's like, oh, this has to be like epic. All right, fine, I'll watch it. And it's like, yeah, it's nasty, but I'm not wanting to puke. I don't understand.
I wanted to puke.
It was nasty
think we
shit,
just-
but I don't.
We're all bothered that you're not bothered.
No, I was bothered by it, but I wasn't bothered to the extent people were screaming or "Oh my god!" and the reactions.
I think
I
we
don't
all just-
understand.
I think we all just learned something about Ray, but I'm
Sold.
not
I think
entirely
we
sure what it is.
did.
No, I just
I'm
love
actually
the internet
very
too much
afraid
that
of Ray
nothing
right now.
shocks me anymore. Like I was on 4chan way too much, and
You see a lot of
it
weird
just-
stuff.
Nothing
Were you on-
bothers
were
me.
you on
This is like,
R?
Yeah.
This is like a confession.
Did you
now.
hang out on
That's-
/r?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I was on that.
Oh my
a
God.
lot.
That's where humanity goes to die.
Oh my
Ray,
god.
why?
Ray,
Yes.
no,
Ray,
no, Ray,
please.
please, no.
Ray,
And
please.
No, it's
also-
too late
also
now. She already
slash
did
B
it.
more than
The
anything
Dark
else.
Lord of the Sith will not go to /r.
Anything on
It-
4chan's
that's
not
all
safe to go to.
bad. No, 4chan there's some decent stuff, but /r.
That's the only one I know.
the end of all humanity.
Well, no, I was also on the anonymous B/B. But
Sometimes I
that's
just
where,
check.
like, you scroll down and you see, like, people being run over by shit and creepy mutilated bodies, and you're like, after a while, you just get used to it.
This is the stuff that Ray
Sensitization.
looks at on a daily basis, and you don't even work in a funeral home. Jeez, woman.
That was a few years ago. I haven't been there in a while. It just leaves an impact. You'll never be the same.
Have you guys seen
Say that the two
Elysium?
most emotion. What about
Have you
Elysium?
guys seen it?
Yeah, it was okay.
The guy who gets his face blown off was like the most incredible face being blown off I've ever seen in a movie.
Really, you have a rating for faces being blown
Okay.
off?
The best serious injury in a movie I've ever seen.
Marvin
huh.
from Pulp Fiction.
That's just like bang.
That's a top 5 head blow.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. The thing about that was it's like super realistic. It's like bang, guns everywhere, or maybe brains everywhere.
I think every death in Sin City was the best for me.
I don't know.
Especially when he kicks the yellow guy at the end.
I think they overdid it a
Kicks
little
him.
bit.
I like no, that's what I wanted. The over
Rips his
stylized,
dick off.
unrealistic version of it. You know, makes it a little less real.
Well, and really, none of the deaths that they show in movies, not many of them are real, because a lot of
Oh, they're
them
not real.
are like so like understated. Like if someone gets shot in the head, their chances are, unless it's a shotgun or something like that, you're not going to get blood and brains splattering all over the place. It's going to be like a little psh, and then you drop to the
Except for
floor and there's a
Marvin.
little bit of blood.
You've studied
And
this.
yeah, and then you have a
Dark, why?
pool.
There's
He's practiced this.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I was watching Justified before. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's like
No, what is it?
it's about this U.S. Marshal in Kentucky, and it's played by Timothy Olyphant. I really like it. It's like it's really funny, but like kind of a low key, like we're not trying to be funny way, like just everyday life kind of thing. Anyways, there's like a lot of people get killed in that, and for the most part, when like somebody dies, it's just like, you know, they get shot, boom, they're done. Like it's not. There's nothing. There's no gore. Not that like there needs to be, but there's not, you know, bloodshot.
Yeah, that's really the most unsettling thing about real life death is just how understated the whole thing is. It's like
Yeah,
one minute you're there, and the next minute it's like, oh, he's slumped over. Oh, he's dead. Oh, shit. There was no big bang, no big deal made of it. It's just bam, gone. And it's really creepy, like that way.
Oh yeah, it's like old. If you've ever read like Shakespearean plays, when like somebody dies, they're like, I am dead, and that's it. Like because you don't really know. You're like, oh, okay, I guess that guy.
That's more realistic,
Let
obviously.
us know.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. On my deathbed, I'm gonna go. Oh, I am dead.
I want to be there. I'm
That's what I'm gonna do.
gonna.
Be there when he
Once
dies.
I say those
That's
words,
amazing.
someone has to suffocate me with a pillow. So those are my last.
No,
words,
no, you're
okay?
gonna die in a hospital bed somewhere, surrounded by your loved ones.
I know how I want to die. So,
How's
do you
that?
know A Winter's Tale? Where the lady gets chased off
You
the
want-
stage by a bear?
The bear?
I want that to be
No,
die.
no, no.
when
You're
I
gonna
die.
be drawn and
Bear.
quartered.
Oh god.
Exit
my
pursued by bear.
Oh,
I want to be killed by
bear. Bear,
Bear.
why?
David. Bear, no.
I want to be killed being pursued by a bear.
Not bear. Not
Bear,
bear.
stop it.
It sounds like he's molesting her.
Bear, no.
Is he putting his face in places it shouldn't belong, Ray?
No, it's just every time
Using
I
his
was
little
saying bear.
sandpaper tongue on
Oh, he
you in
must be-
places he shouldn't be.
He must be killed by a bear. I'm like, bear, no. Bear, why?
So you're
Or
talking
should I
about your
sort of
cat, and I'm
come
talking about an
meow?
actual bear. I was getting really confused there.
Every time someone says bear, I'm like, my cat?
I just thought that happened like the best coincidence ever is when your cat jumped up on you, and as I was talking about getting killed by your cat.
Yeah, no. Thanks a lot, Ray. You ruined that moment for us all.
Wes wants to know how chaos. wants
Not
to-
at all.
Yeah.
What is Wes
Not
planning?
at all. Inside a woman.
I don't know, man. He's got some nefarious shit up his sleeve.
Speaking of which, I saw something on Rooster Teeth earlier today. I can't find it right now, but somebody posted
didn't
somebody
happen.
was like,
Oh,
"I'm
I
leaving
hate
Rooster
posts
Teeth."
like that.
Not another one of
Super
those.
Yeah, I
Movie-
saw that.
Like
guy.
they
Super
expect people to
movie.
care. They really do. Nobody fucking
The
cares.
people that do that, I just kind of secretly hope that they actually do go off and off themselves. That way there's one less whiny bitch in the world.
Wait,
God.
off themselves, or are we just saying, like, leaving Rooster Teeth?
That's
Because I
a
think
little too
Well,
far.
Just threatened,
Gosh dang it.
he threatened
Yeah.
to leave Rooster Teeth.
And it was like kind of whiny about it, and
It's like who
I looked
cares?
into it.
Dark, I think we need to talk about this.
I looked into his profile, and it was all like, nobody likes me. I was like, I don't know about that. Like,
Yeah, when
Kind of
people that are like
attention
that, I'm
grab.
like, just go away and kill yourself, so that there's one
Oh
less
my
person like you in
God.
the world.
I'm sure they've
That's
had
a little-
those
that's a little
thoughts.
too
Be
far.
a bit careful.
yeah.
I don't know if killing themselves is necessary, but it's like, I hate the people who are like, oh, I'm gonna leave Rooster Teeth, and it's
No,
just
you
not
can't
worth
be a
being here.
pussy
and whatever.
about it.
And like all that kind of crap.
It's
Like, that pisses me off to no end, because it's like, you're obviously, you were here for
An
the wrong
attention
reasons
whore.
anyways, because you're just looking for attention, and because you're not getting it, you're like, well, this is my last cry for it. I'm just gonna throw this big whole pity party because I'm saying that I'm gonna leave the site because I don't have people, crowds of people telling me how fantastic I am and how interesting the things I post are and blah 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 and all this bullshit. And it
Exactly.
drives me absolutely insane. And there's people that I know on the site who actually do stuff and have a decent number of friends and have decent interactions with people or whatever, and they're not as alone as some of the people seem to be that do it, where they've been on the site for a month and they've got 4 friends and they go, yeah, never mind, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Obviously, no one here. It's not a very welcoming community. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. It's because you don't do shit. But there's people I've seen who actually do stuff who say that, and I'm just like, I don't understand it. I don't know where this is coming from. It's like,
Well,
what are you doing?
Guys know, you guys can know. You guys that have only been on for a few years, you can attest to this, that the community is very welcoming as long as you make an effort to
Yes.
contribute.
Yeah, it's like,
Years. There are
it's-
those of us that have been here for many years.
Well, like Dark and I have been pretty much here for almost the beginning, and I mean, I can tell you I've seen people come and go, which doesn't bother me at all. I
I've
agree
lost
with.
a lot of people that I was really sad to see go. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of really great friends, and it's like they
Out
didn't
of
leave
spite.
out of spite. They just kind of grew out of it, or yeah,
Out of
they
spite,
left on
no,
good terms.
yeah.
They
No,
just,
he's right, because when they post a journal saying, "Oh, I'm leaving Rooster Teeth. It's nice knowing y'all, but there's stuff
Yeah.
and blah 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 stuff." and
just go.
Everyone's
Nope.
just go.
You don't need to
have
tell
to post
us.
anything. Just
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, it's.
Do you want a
the
bunch of
ones that-
people to
that I
stop you
lost
from going?
Slowly. Yeah,
they want a bunch of please don't go.
Please don't
or,
go,
Oh,
we
what
love
happened?
you,
Are you sure we won't?
It's-
leave you?"
well,
It's like,
And that
Honestly,
pisses me
though-
off more than anything. When someone posts something like that and then they get those comments from people that are like, "Oh no, you're great. We all love you. What are you talking about? Aw, shut up. No, you're so great." Like, don't feed them. Ugh.
Well,
It just pisses
but
me
chances
off.
are
What if someone
things like that
actually
are a
believes
cry
those
for help,
things?
right? I mean,
It might be
There's a
like
clear
they might have
difference between
legitimate
crying
issues
for
they
help.
need help with, and
I mean,
might
I
actually
was
believe they're
there was
worthwhile.
one point in my life I was like, you know, a 16-year-old who thought that, you know, everybody in the world hated me and I didn't have any friends, blah blah blah. And I do shit like that because I was like, oh, you know, nobody cares. If I was gone tomorrow, what would it matter? You know?
I did that when I was like 14.
And
It wouldn't.
I didn't. Obviously, I'm still here.
Go ahead.
But-
What were you saying, Ray? What?
Well, I said I did that when I was 14 with him, like what he was saying.
Yeah, like it's
Yep. But I think there's like a different thing there. There's like the I don't want to be here anymore as far as life is concerned, and there's I don't want to be on this website anymore because I'm not getting attention.
Honestly, I think it's the same
totally
thing.
different
Honestly,
things.
I don't think it is.
Webwave has
Yeah.
a very good point. He says, I was homeless and still on the site.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Everybody,
Yeah, sure, for sure.
when you have life problems and how you respond to it is one way. It's just when you're looking for that sympathy. I mean, if you leave the site, that's fine. Nobody's going to hold it against you. But
Exactly.
it's the attention seeking that can be off-putting.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
the blatant attention grabbing. Look, I'm throwing a tantrum because I'm not getting my way. Someone pay attention to me, make me feel
I think-
better.
Now-
The difference is
Yeah, you're
that now people have like websites to do that, and you know, there's a whole new medium that is a lot more public when you're looking for help, and so people are like, oh, whatever, I don't want to deal with that. Whereas, like, you know, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't have a forum like that when you needed some help or wanted somebody to talk to. I mean, now if I'm having a bad day and I post something like kind of melodramatic on Facebook, like my mom will send me a message and that's about it. But whatever.
Yeah, but you're not. If you were sincerely thinking about offing yourself, you wouldn't post something
No,
passive like
absolutely.
that. You would not cryptic like that. You would say, "Shit, my life
No.
sucks. I need
Yeah,
help."
when I
or
attempted
something.
suicide, I didn't
That's
tell
different.
anybody about it. I just fucking did it because I was just so fed up. I'm like, I'm not gonna make a big deal of this. Just gonna do it. And yeah, no one would have known if I wouldn't have told
I mean,
them about it afterwards.
Maybe they posted hoping they're wrong.
Okay.
Just thinking about it now, I mean, if somebody really is on the brink of something like that, I'm never going to hold it against them for wherever they ask for help or wherever they seek help, as long as there's help.
No,
There's
and
a
I
difference
agree.
between
It's
asking for help,
for help.
and making a big scene to get people to pay attention.
It's hard to read
Yeah,
people with that, though,
absolutely.
you know?
well, in Webwave's bringing up. I forget his name now. The old school guy that disappeared last
Knuckles.
summer.
Yeah.
Knuckles. Now Knuckles was different
what was his
because
name?
Knuckles
There we go.
didn't post a bunch of stuff on the site about
Or anywhere.
he just started
just
shutting
randomly
everything down, and
disappeared,
that's
right?
where, like, I mean, if you're into heavy tech now and social media, when people just start deleting everything and don't tell anyone anything, that's a sign to say, okay, something's going on.
So-
you know,
Yeah.
that's different because they're not even making an effort to reach out and tell anyone. They're just like, he told maybe one or two people, and that was it, I think.
So, like, we get a lot of, I don't want to say training, but we do briefings a lot, and we talk about, you know, when somebody might want to kill themselves. Because, you know, in my line of work, that's a pretty relevant thing. Like, in the last few months, there's been a lot of people who have committed suicide. So it's something that they talk about a lot,
Spring
and they
fever.
bring it up a lot. Like, it was more so around Christmas time. I think we had, like, 6 in a month. Which, out of 60,000 people, like, it's a pretty credible statistic. But that being said, they talk to us about it a lot, and we have to sort of deal with that. And there's this big thing, I saw an article about the stigma related to mental health, compared with members of the Canadian Forces and, you know, civilians, just like average Joes on the street. And they said that Canadian Forces members were generally more accepting of people with mental illnesses. And I'd say that generally that's true. The exception being when somebody actually attempts suicide. Because if you have, like, some sort of PTSD or mental problem, if you're looking for help, I think most people are going to respect that. They're going to be like, okay, that dude is under some hard times. He's trying to get some help. He's trying to make things better. And the difference is when you make that step and like, you know, do something to try to end it, but don't really, then people are going to be like, oh, that dude's weird, he tried to kill himself. So I don't really know how to reconcile those two things, but at the end of the day, that's the big difference.
I don't think I would ever think that way about somebody who's like, that guy's weird, he tried to kill himself.
No, yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, no, it's
No.
not weird. That guy needs fucking help.
He needs
it's
more
just-
help
let's-
because he definitely
let's
can't
be
talk
real.
about it.
A normal
Let's be
reaction.
real.
Yeah.
A lot of us have had something
Yeah.
close to that feeling at one point in their life, and some people just take it farther than others.
But that kind of puts them on the
Some people-
outside when they attempt something like that, as opposed to when they look for help because they're feeling
If that's general society's
Yeah,
thinking of
it's-
things,
it's
then
all-
we've got a
it's-
huge problem with humanity.
Yeah.
But I don't think of people that
that's
way.
not. Yeah, that's not true.
I don't think humans are like
Specifically,
that.
well, specifically, it would come to the individual situation because some people, like you said, are attention. Some people are doing other things. So it really depends on the individual, just, I guess, situation of each person, why they're doing it, and what's going on.
Yeah,
Wow, this shit got
I know,
serious.
right? Let's go back to dick jokes.
Number 50's been
So,
all over the
wanna
place.
talk
Can we
about
like
skill porn?
boobs or something? Okay, whatever.
No, Hitler.
Yeah,
We haven't
we
talked
did-
about
we did-
Hitler yet. Hey,
Wait,
Ray, you wanna
wait,
weigh in on that?
Ray,
That's almost worse.
our Hitler correspondence.
We went. How did we go? We went 2 hours without talking about Hitler.
Nearly 2 hours, yeah.
Almost.
Not quite 2
an
hours
hour
yet.
and 50 minutes.
Sorry, my
without
audio
talking
level's
about
just super
Hitler.
spiked.
You guys
And
talked about
we
racism
lost.
earlier, and I just let it go. I thought it. I was like, no, I'll let it go.
I thought you were going to say Hitler as your tattoo.
Oh, yeah, why didn't you do
That's
that?
a terrible
myself,
thing.
I thought you were going to say a swastika.
I talked to tattoo artists who were like, this guy wanted to come in and get some like white supremacy thing. It wasn't overt, like
Say no.
whites are the greatest or a swastika or whatever, but it was something that was associated with it, and they're like, no man, I'm not even going to touch you if it comes to that kind of thing. Which is pretty standout
Well, you
for
know what's
tattoo
a
artists
shame
around here.
about the swastika is that what it represents
I know.
is not what we associate
Well, it's
it
fully
with.
I thought
tainted.
like the
It's
reverse was
At this
the
point,
peace
it's
and
tainted.
Buddhist
No,
thing.
it was a Christian symbol.
No,
No, it's a
Hindu
Buddhist
thing.
symbol.
But
It's
it
Hindu.
wasn't just a Christian symbol. It can be found across all
Yeah, it's
cultures.
from India.
It represents like unity and oneness and understanding. It's like absolutely everything that Hitler was not.
Even the term like
No.
Aryan, like like
I thought
Hitler
the
was a
peace thing was like
supporter of
reverse.
the Aryan race. Aryan comes from India. Like that was a term for people from that area. It wasn't like the white supremacist, like big Scandinavian.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much that is ingrained into our culture now because of the way Hitler interpreted. Like he had this like cultish interpretation of these symbols and
Oops.
meanings and all this really cool stuff, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
permanently ingrained
definitely.
into everybody now. But what he made them represent is not what any of these things originally represented, and it's really sad that people look at it and will see a swastika and think, oh, Nazis, oh, Hitler, oh, horrible torture, when the symbol does not mean that at all. That's not its original intention. It's a real shame.
Yeah, the image
Like,
is
and I didn't
reversed. I just googled it.
You just googled it.
Yeah, the Nazis
Google
is a
knows
reverse of the peace and the good one.
Yeah, well, so technically, it's not messing with the peace symbol that you're talking about. They made their own symbol, which, if you reverse it, technically, it would always mean the opposite. So he did it probably. He
Just
could have
be a
just been doing it with that intent, like to make it the opposite, like the opposite of something else, like
Maybe. Now, for some reason, I've got that scene in Rat Race coming,
Which one?
playing in my head, where they
It
go
is.
to the Barbie museum.
The Hitler Museum?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That is the
and
only
they
funny
steal
scene in that
Hitler's
movie.
car.
they have one of Hitler's
That's the
cars
only
Oh,
funny
really?
scene in
in
that
Ottawa.
movie.
I've seen one of Hitler's cars. Yeah,
Hey.
a couple of them. One of his
Wait,
String that down.
I'm more concerned about Tejan Lee not thinking that Rat Race was funny
It
all the way
was
through.
I thought it was terrible.
What was wrong?
It's
What
just
is
a
wrong
movie.
with you?
It's a race. Like winning the race.
Yeah.
I remember that part.
Yeah. And he falls
Still
asleep
haven't
right at the
watched
end.
it.
We lost everyone in the chat.
Oh,
We lost Twitch.
sweet.
Twitch back.
Oh, well, now is the perfect time for us to end this thing.
No,
We're almost 2 hours.
it's like no. See, they complain because it goes away for 1 second after
We
being
just
up
lost
for an
5
hour and
years,
15
dude.
minutes.
That's how terrible Rat Race is. That's what happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went on Rat Race.
Rat Race killed the
I'm gonna watch it
podcast
again
today.
tomorrow.
I will admit defeat.
It has been going on for a longer time
That's true.
than it's.
We gotta
Is this
make
the
it
longest
Well,
podcast?
this is true.
I think it
So,
is.
Yes, I think it is.
50.
It's almost 2
Uh,
hours.
You gotta make
like-
it memorable.
An hour and 50 minutes.
yeah, it is almost. It's almost too full of hours of actual content if we kept
Do we
going.
wanna hit the
Well,
2-hour
there's
mark?
no need to pad it out. No. There's no need to pad this out. Let's not drag this out any longer by talking.
Talking
Something like
and
that.
singing.
So dark, how have you been today?
Fuck you! I said we're not going to do that.
So what's everybody been playing this week?
Minecraft.
I've been playing Get as Drunk as Possible as often as possible.
We were playing Get a Job.
Wish.
I've been
trying
watching
that
Trailer
right
Park
now. It's not
Boys.
working.
Try harder.
My medicine
Jeez,
says I'm not supposed to, and I don't know why I'm not supposed to, and I'm concerned.
Oh, well. Try less then. God, what's wrong
No,
with
you
you?
just lie to your
Medicine
doctor.
says
You haven't
not
been
to.
drinking right now.
I have to do that all the time.
Lie to your doctor or not drink?
Lie to my doctor.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
it's
have to.
or like a psychologist or psychiatrist.
No, it's a physician. I have to do like a quote
Why is
unquote
a
medical every
psychiatrist?
year.
I'm concerned.
Oh, I have to do a medical every year, and they ask like you do this big survey, and then they talk to you about your answers. And like one of them is how often you drink, and like I put I guess slightly more than I should have. And he's like, so do you drink it? Do you think you have a problem? I'm like, no, I don't have a problem. He's like, all right, good. And like one of the other questions was, do you think?
Wow.
One of the other things was like, are you at risk for an STI? And then they had this whole thing about like, what are the risk factors and whatever. And they're very stringent. And basically like, unless you're only sleeping with one person and you're using protection all the time and blah, 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 then you're not at risk. So I put that I might be because, you know, I'm a single guy and I do single guy things. And,
You mean you have sex? Oh
That's
my
I
god.
didn't want to come right out and say it, but.
Hey, check
yes.
the bumbo.
And,
Well, what else would you mean by single guy things other than masturbate religiously every single night?
well, apparently eat ketchup sandwiches based on the refrigerator.
because I don't have any
Oh, this is
cheese
true.
anymore.
Please tell me you don't
And,
masturbate.
Dude,
in
So-
those
you
things were awesome
used
when I
to
was like
cheese and
13.
ketchup.
So the doctor is he's asking me about it, and he based, like, this is paraphrased, of course, but what he said was, you know, if it doesn't burn when you pee, and you're not sleeping with hookers, then you're probably okay. And I felt very at ease after.
Wow.
Words of
Good
wisdom.
doctor.
Yeah.
You know, unless you actually had one of the ones that, you know, doesn't make your urethra burn when you pee.
That doesn't
You
sense.
know. Uh-huh. When was the last time you actually got tested for an STD, like a real test?
Too long ago.
Uh-huh. You
That
could be
being said-
harboring
Too long.
an STI right now, and you wouldn't even know.
I am not denying
No, I went to one of those health
Oh.
places that was kind of run by the government, like the kind of free, you barely pay anything. And they said, well, if it's been like 2 years and you feel fine, you're probably fine. I'm like,
What?
they had free
That's
HIV
great
tests,
medical
like
advice.
the finger
Right
prick, and it
there.
takes 15 minutes. I'm like, it's free, I want to do it, sure, why not? Because it's just kind of whatever, I don't give a shit. And they're like, well, if it's
Probably
been
a
2
good
years
idea.
since you've had sex, and well, you probably don't need it. I'm like, prick my finger, it's free, bitch.
They're like, if it doesn't burn when you pee,
Yeah,
Pretty
like,
much,
you don't
right?
be- if you
Okay.
haven't had
Well,
any symptoms, you're probably
that-
fine. I'm like,
that was
I've
based
never been
on-
tested.
What is...
yeah,
Yeah, but when you start having symptoms, that's when you're like more than
Yeah,
not fine.
I'm like, bitch,
Yeah.
just
thing
test
with
me, it's
HPV
free.
is the big thing.
Y'all
That's
diseased.
the
But
most
we
important
have-
thing about being tested on a regular basis, so that if you can catch it in its earliest stages, so you don't infect other people.
I've avoided
the
that
fuck is
'cause I
wrong
don't
with
wanna
these
tell my
people
parents I've
you guys
done
are talking
stuff.
to? Who hires these people to work at these clinics? Oh my
It wasn't
god,
a
this
clinic.
is horrible.
It's like a
Mine was a
full-fledged
clinic.
medical facility.
Mine was a
That's
clinic
even
that
worse.
I know, right?
you an
But
extension of
the
that.
thing he was basing it on was like, what is prevalent in this area? Obviously, they see a lot of military people who are not like the safest sex-having crew.
I don't know why that.
Shout out to
phrase
Kitty
I
was
would
Kitty.
have never
so
guessed
weird.
that.
So they see it all. They know what's going on. They have their ear to the ground. They know what
So
is
Canadians
wrong.
raw dog it is what I'm getting.
What's that?
Canadians raw dog it.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't know what raw dog-
It
wow.
means no condom, Sweetman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well,
I'm just kidding.
pull out method for the win, I guess.
Yeah. So
And
That's
with
how I
that,
lost my
good night,
virginity at
everyone.
work.
yeah,
So I don't
I'm
know.
just kidding. Canadians use protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you guys are so nice.
Yeah,
You
we
say
get them
sorry
for free.
afterwards.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
I go.
fuck, I'm
Well,
from
I mean,
Canada.
you can pay for them if you're an idiot, but
They do that
My
here
clinic
too.
gives them
You
out
can go
for
to
free.
you can go to any one of the clinics here in the United
Yeah.
States and get free
Yeah.
condoms too.
Yeah, the ones that have the note about
no, I just
I
the
wanna
ones
get
with the
the free
note on it
condoms
with
to
the
see what
about
they
safe
give
sex
me.
with a staple going through it.
No,
yeah,
not at
no,
all.
thank you on that.
I just stop by and they've got like a basket full of them. Grab a handful.
Yeah,
There you
at the clinic that Ken and I go to get tested every once in a while, like they have like 3 different baskets of various sizes. Like, here, take some condoms. They're free.
Because
Dark,
people actually voluntarily
Why
go
do
to the
you and
basket with
Ken
the
need to
small
get tested
ones.
if you guys are in a relationship
I
together?
would. They've
You
got
guys
like
have something funky going on. Wait,
What?
you and
Kinda
Ken need to
scratch
get
out.
tested at a clinic every once in a while. What the fuck are you and Ken doing outside of your relationship? Is what I want to know.
Or what if we're doing things inside the relationship?
No, if
But
you guys
I-
are doing it together, you can't transmit shit. Otherwise, you would have already. So if you guys have to
there
get
could
tested every
be-
once in a while
There
as a
could
couple,
be third-party people that are involved in the relationship.
bounce
Wow.
wow.
wow! Please go
I
on.
think I know what we're talking about next week.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
TMI.
No, that's just enough information. That's not too much.
No, I
That's-
need more.
JEI.
Oh, no, isn't that supposed to be the teaser for the
Sure.
next
No.
Yeah,
podcast?
no, if you find
I can't
someone
sleep. I
that
need to know.
that you're like, both of you agree, hey, I would like to have sex with this person, and they agree, then next thing you know, oh look.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I'm-
always a good
Oh.
idea to know your
On that
status.
note, we should probably wrap
No,
up and say
no,
I'm in your
shut the
camp.
fuck
And I have-
up, Fusion.
And I need to make sure my husband does not listen to next week, so
David,
every argument
it's
that
not
I've had against that is going to go out the window.
Dave, this is the only vagina you will ever see. Deal with it.
So says the jealous girlfriend, fiance.
Mhm.
We're going to a bad place. I think we need to wrap this
We'll
up.
stop this one with that one. It's a
Don't
teaser.
tell
This is
Sarah
what
said
there
him
is-
and
there are
Kenny
gonna
get
be
tested.
fights.
Yeah. So,
Okay, can I do my thing?
I'm
Everybody-
really
Do
curious
your thing.
still.
Make sure you follow it.
Okay,
follow us on
Jason.
Twitter at the forum thread. Like us on Facebook. You can, the forum thread podcast on Facebook. Follow our YouTube channel.
Email us at forumthread@yahoo.com.
That one too. And thanks to everybody on the Twitch feed. I took that from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for stealing that line there. Is there anyone still on the
We got
Twitch
10
feed?
viewers.
Of
dude.
course.
We had the most
Okay, I
committed
thought we
group
lost
today.
them earlier.
I
thought we lost them.
Oh, they came back?
Yeah, then they came back.
They love us.
Oh, they came
Yeah,
back. Oh, such good
They,
little.
but no, it said they
followers.
lost them because the refreshing the page. Once the advertisement plays, it doesn't count as you're actually watching it yet.
David, none of your family would click and listen, right? Because I posted this on my Facebook, and Oma, your grandmother, liked it. I'm very
Who
scared.
liked it?
Oh god. All right,
I think those who liked it. Who?
Oma,
These are things you have to consider.
grandma.
Yeah,
No,
when you
say
start
it
doing a
again.
podcast that
I
people
could tell
will
you.
listen to it.
is Oma going
think
to
you-
listen to us? Is she
No,
listening?
she's not technological at all. She's just liking it because it's a post by you, probably.
Okay, good.
I mean, she likes you.
oh,
Next
that
thing
was
you-
sexy. Whoever that was.
oh yeah.
I think it was
You're welcome.
Sweetman.
No, it wasn't
They
me.
don't
I've been.
need to know
Anyway,
how
guys,
I really
before-
am. They need to know the girl I portrayed to them, not the girl I really am.
Anyway,
So
before
they have to know that you have to play out the
Yeah.
lie.
she has to
Ever since
pretend
they
to be
added me on
someone else
Facebook,
to
I
try
can't
and
post
impress the
shit.
family. Yes, you can. Let them know the real you.
No, they're
Yeah.
religious and stuff. I'm not.
All right, so topics for next week are apparently Dark's threesomes and
Yes!
Ray's
Oh my God,
limitations
yes.
on Facebook.
Never a dull moment on the Forum Threads podcast, people. Never a dull moment.
Until next time, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.
Right.
Threesome, that's so hot. I'm confused.
No, great. We're saying
No,
goodbye.
wait. I'm gonna keep recording, and now is officially the 2-hour podcast. Now I'm gonna say
That's 2 hours.
It was 2 hours, and
No.
it's okay. My audio will still be going.
mine's going to. I'm going to stop recording right now, so my audio is longer than yours.
Are we done now? Are we done really for sure?
Yes, we're
Okay,
done.
then I will.